Hello, welcome!
Hello.
We are Small and Mighty, and today we're going to be playing some D&D. How are we all doing? Are we all excited to play?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
Good. Okay. Good. So,
Sorry.
good.
Good.
Good. Good.
Good.
Good.
Good.
So, we're going to play some D&D today. As always, we're going to play for about 2-3 hours. Short break about an hour in. But as
Good.
always, this is good.
But as always,
This is good.
Yes.
Good.
For it is not
Okay.
bad.
Sorry,
This is
Adam.
D&D
Sorry,
where
Adam.
anything can
It's
happen.
just really good. It's just really good, you know?
Including me being interrupted by my players. So, who knows how long if we'll be able to stick to our normal timing, so don't hold us to those times. That's okay. Yeah. I think unfortunately our D&D Beyond overlay is having some technical problems, so we haven't got that running this week, so you don't have to look at the sides of the screen, which means I don't have to try and work out which side of the screen it's on, which is nice.
Yeah.
One benefit. Inspiration token. I have it written down here that Ryan, you have the inspiration token this week.
Do.
Yeah.
I think for bold
Brass-
and brave new
Just brass
experiments.
shenanigans. Brass shenanigans, you know, trying to like
Brass
jump
shenanigans.
hoops and stuff.
Innovative solutions to mundane problems.
No, the solutions.
That's
LLC.
that's the tagline to Brask's financial
Yeah.
investment company.
That's very true.
Brask Knuckle LLC. Innovative solutions.
But we'll jump right into some recap questions for you lot. So, last session we picked up with some shit going down at the Five Fellows.
We picked up some shit.
What was happening?
Is
Fire.
that the question?
Fire!
Fire. Yes, fire was happening. What else was happening? There's two things that were happening.
Alone.
Distress.
Distress.
The messes.
Just really awful stuff, you know?
Just
The
awful stuff.
messes trying to kidnap us / kill us.
Yeah. So the Five Fellows was under attack by a group of Messer agents who are under strict instructions to capture Tali and Chad alive, or as they put it, the Godling and their team. Seemingly dispatched with the rest of you. They also set the pub on fire, just for good measure.
Yeah.
So that's where we picked up, mid.
They really
situation.
messered the pub up.
Ooh.
Ah.
Oh no.
How much psychic
Good.
damage do we take?
Good.
That was good.
Yeah.
It was
Good.
very good.
Good. In response to fire, you obviously you all separated anyway. But Christina, you ran off to go find water and a well. Obviously try and put the fire out. But when you arrived at the well, who did you find was already there?
Oh, the punters already doing what I was going to do.
Yeah! So, a few turns previously, Tali used your hero inspiration token, but also your thaumaturgy to have this booming call out across the town saying, "Help, the Five Fellows is on fire, help." And when Christina arrived at the nearby well, you found there was a small gaggle of punters who were pots and pans and all sorts of things were filling up water and running back to the pub to try and put it out.
Yeah.
So that was good. Obviously, Christina, you then helped them, and using some of your own magic, very subtly, you were able to work with them to put down the fire. In the combat, as you were kind of running around doing things, Brask, you had an inspired moment of trying to use your bees in a new and innovative way. What was that, and how did it turn out?
I tried to run along them through the air, and it didn't go well.
No. You had this amazing idea to try and use your bees as a staircase to come down for the roof. And of course, they're just bees. So you fell right through them.
Could have happened. It could have worked.
Yeah.
I could have done.
Never lose hope, you know.
Maybe this week you've got the inspiration token this time, so
I'm just gonna use it for that straight.
Immediately.
Just that. Yeah.
I want the bees to carry me. Chad, you had a bit of a fun old time. Up, down, all over the place, in and out, shaking all about. You were knocked unconscious, then nearly kidnapped, then you were healed by Tali, and then eventually you managed to take something from a Messer agent and use it to then turn and knock them unconscious. what did you take from them?
Their knife from their belt.
A very nice dagger!
Oh yeah.
It was a very nice dagger, and I'm looking forward to finding out more about this dagger.
Yeah,
And
which you used
about
them.
how I want to. Yeah, I'd like it to be the most ironic dagger that I can possibly have.
Yeah,
Use
okay.
it as ironically as possible.
Good. Well, you did stab him in the back with it, and managed to knock him unconscious. So, good work.
Neat.
And last thing I've got really on my list today is Pebble had another wild magic surge.
Yay.
And what happened to him this time?
I turned into comfy boy. I'm snuggly here like this.
Cocooned.
Cocoon.
You're gonna become a beautiful
Yeah.
butterfly.
Yeah.
Yes. This rapidly forming cocoon just encased all of Pebble's body and kind of grew around part of the wall. So currently, Pebble's encased in a cocoon and sort of stuck to the side of the Five Fellows.
At least he's safe.
Oh, stuck. I'm stuck. So
Yeah,
I can't
you're-
be. Oh fuck! I forgot.
Yes.
I completely forgot that.
You are in a cocoon. You are stuck.
No, well, yeah, I'm stuck, but also the cocoon is stuck
The
to
cocoon
the
formed
wall.
around the wall, which luckily the building's been put out on fire because that would be awkward otherwise.
Yeah, indeed.
Unai, you're talking as if you've never been trapped in a cocoon before. This
Yeah,
is
yeah.
a really just a standard everyday human experience. So
exactly.
yeah,
Mm,
of course you're stuck. It's a cocoon.
yeah, it's
We've all been stuck in cocoons.
Kazoos.
Kazoon.
Cocoons.
No, yeah,
Kazoons!
it didn't clock on me that the cocoon itself was also like embedded to the wall.
Yes, it has formed around
Right,
the wall,
right.
so you are currently stuck.
We'll break off some of the wall.
Well,
Harry.
we'll see, because
break
we'll
the
pick
truck.
up basically there. So the fight has sort of died down. The various mess agents have scattered in various directions. You obviously have your unconscious captee now, Chad. And at this point, the patrons are still kind of making their way through the pub, putting out the fires. It's very clear to those who are paying attention, which is probably really Christina at this point, that they are going to win the fight with the water,
Nice.
although the pub is not in a good state. But at the very end of the last session, Tali, you spotted the crow
Yeah,
running and jumping from building to building.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get her.
Yes.
I mean,
And-
yeah, that is, yeah.
Yes, and also you obviously went into your Super Saiyan Godling mode. So you have your Ouroboros wings out, silver light pouring from your eyes. So you're going to start streaking across the sky like a rainbow-colored comet, I reckon, chasing after the crow. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so you're doing
A
that.
net as well, so.
Cool.
Hey.
What better way to catch a crow?
Indeed.
Is anyone else going with Tali? Is my question.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so Brass and Tali are chasing off. Pebble, you're also in a cocoon. Chad, what are you doing at the moment? I'm just getting the lay of the land, and then we're going to start working through
So
this.
Chad is gonna try and take this. Was gonna drag this messer agent, unconscious messer agent, into the basement.
Okay.
Of the Five Fellows.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, you although you are obviously extremely injured at this point, you're still, a strapping young lad, and you're able to pick up this person very easily. Kind of, as much as it is painful, you shove them over your shoulder and make your way into the basement.
If it helps, I can use my second wind to regain some more HP. If that makes it more realistic, I could still drag him.
Let's say yes. Why not?
Yeah.
I was about to make a point of that. To get to the basement, you have to climb down a ladder, which is going to be awkward if you're injured. So we'll say that works. That's fine.
Okay. So let's do.
To do that, you can do that in the background. Don't have to tell me,
Yeah.
but, so you're taking them down there. Christina, what are you doing?
Oh, so I'm gonna do a perception check.
Mhm.
See if I can spot where the rest of Small and Mighty might have gotten to.
Yeah, roll me a perception check.
By the way, just a quick note, I will be taking my spiritual weapon with me.
Sure. Spiritual weapon doesn't move that fast, so you'll leave it behind pretty quickly.
But I can move
I-
up to... Well,
20 feet around.
I'm still gonna bring it, okay?
Okay.
Even if I'm behind. I mean,
Slowly.
it might catch up to me, okay? You never know.
What does your spiritual weapon look like? Remind me.
I said it was like a glaive, but actually, I think it might be more like a kind of ornate lance that has
Ooh.
like the top of it is kind of like looks like the pointy bit, for lack of a better word, is more like a horn than it is a blade.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think you'll find it's called the stabby part.
Yeah,
um,
stabby part.
Yeah.
I have
Hit
this
him
image
with
of
the
you,
pointy
obviously,
end.
you flying through the sky, chasing after something, jumping from rooftop to rooftop. Brass doing something similar, and then just down on the streets, just this Lance like slowly going across, like flying down the streets in between pedestrians.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'll come to that
Can
in
I
a
not
second, I guess.
move it? Is it restricted to just?
No, it can float.
Up?
I just
It's up
really
behind you, you know?
like this idea of it just going through the streets. Christina, what'd you get?
4.
4. Okay. You currently don't see anything. Where you were kind of positioned, you were on the sort of the front part of the pub, and obviously working with the hunters to put out fires. I'll say with a 4 though, you probably do spot Chad. Although you're obviously healing, second winding yourself, you're still injured. You're probably still grunting and also dragging a body down to the basement. So you would probably hear that, Christina. So you're aware where Chad is, but you are not aware where your companions are. The rest of them, obviously. And you can see Chad is dragging a body who is either dead or unconscious down into the basement.
That's a bit sus. I'm gonna follow that.
Okay. Alright, so, and the final thing before we kind of properly get kicked on, I just want Pebble and Chad, please roll me d4s.
For sure.
1.
1, okay.
1 as well.
Cool, alright, fair enough. Good time. Okay, I'm going to swap music, and we're going to get to chasing.
Well, I mean, Pebble stays, right? No one.
Yeah, this is Brass entirely.
Oh, Braxton. Oh, right. Braxton Italiano.
Ali!
It's a lie.
Right. So how this is going to run, this is going to be a good old skill challenge.
Ooh.
So you are chasing down
Yeah.
the crow. With her, what appears to be her current heading, she seems to be running again and like physically jumping cross streets from building to building. There is something supernatural about the mobility she has. But she's running towards the river or the docks. That sort of direction seems to be where she's headed. So, quick reminder of how skill challenge works is you have to succeed on a number of ability checks before you fail a number. The numbers are secret, so I will kind of inform you how you're doing. But how do you want to do this? What are you doing? So you, at the moment, Tali, of your vantage point in the air, you are able to see her. And Brass will say you are running and jumping across buildings. You're kind of following Tali, who is, as I say, a rainbow-coloured comet flying through the sky at the moment.
Whoosh.
Kind of hard to miss.
Big whoosh.
Kind of hard to miss. What are we doing?
How far away is? Because my flying speed is 30 feet. Am I as fast as they are, or are they faster?
So, you're flying through these 30 feet, but obviously you can dash to make it 60.
Yeah.
But even despite that, they seem to be getting ahead of you. They do seem to be
Okay.
quicker. They are somewhat slowed down by the fact they are, running, jumping, and climbing across buildings, whereas you are just making a straight beeline.
Yeah.
So
But
for the
they're still
moment,
okay. Yeah.
you're
Beeline,
not
you say?
gaining, but you're basically about equal, realistically.
Okay.
Are they going in more or less a straight line? Like
As
the
yeah.
crow flies, kind of thing, in one
As
direction.
feasibly possible, yes. As feasibly possible when jumping from rooftop to rooftop. Yeah, they just seem to be running straight, jumping over alleyways and trying to make their way down to the river.
What is? How many feet away currently? Did we say? Sorry.
So that's what I want to know.
They're probably in the range of 60 feet away from you.
Ah, so far away.
That's okay. As Brask is he's running on all fours, sort of clambering across rooftops. As he is jumping between leaps, I'm gonna try and kick out one of the crow's legs with Dragon Fang.
Sure, okay. Make me an attack roll.
I gotta hit it with 13.
13, okay. You throw out a dragon fang. Obviously flies ahead of you, and you see the crow just sees it coming and just sort of does a spin and turns, and you see a blast of lightning come out of one of their arms as it hits dragon fang and just fires it off down to the side, which goes clambering into one of the streets nearby. She then finishes turning and just continues running from building to building. That is your first fail.
Okay. Can Tali? I'm trying to figure out what skill it might be. So I'm thinking either like I'm flying, so I have straight line benefit. Can I try and gain on them, or can I like dive and then reappear at a place where they might not expect to try and throw them off?
So I was saying with your flying speed, you could make like an athletics check, and I'd let you do it with advantage because you're flying. Just actually just push as hard as you can to get ahead of them.
Could it be a stealth check if I went to like down and then
Oh,
do a little
okay.
shortcut, like basically go out of their vision so they don't know where I am.
Sure,
and then
okay.
pop up, so I take a little shortcut.
Yeah, I'd say that.
Try and, like either kind of like throw them off or like kind of spook them.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
kind of just like throw stuff in their way in their path.
Yeah, I'll say with. Yeah, I'll say with your wings, he's gonna have advantage on that still. Like you are able to duck down beneath, but kind of keep pace
Yeah.
while kind of out of vision.
Yes. Okay, with advantage. Let's go.
Mhm.
23.
23. That is
Yeah.
definitely a success. So
Hey.
you just duck down and start like kind of following along the streets. You do hear people in the street going, oh, as you just zoom past. As people have noticed, this again, rainbow-colored comet.
And then just see here.
Yes, you are. Again, with especially when you pull into like longer streets and stuff, you're able to kind of gain speed a bit as well. So the only difficulty you're having is you're less aware of where the crow is right now, but you've definitely lost their attention for the moment.
Okay. But if that doesn't cover coming back into an advantageous sort of position, like, would that be a separate skill check the next time? Or?
We'll come to it in a bit.
Okay.
Well, back and forth, why not? Brass, what do you want to do next?
Sort of similar, I think, to what we just tried. But how far now? Have they gotten further or?
About the same.
Okay.
It's kind of vague in the whole skill check, kind of skill challenge world. So
Yeah, a sort of similar thing. Brask, as he's running and leaping, is going to like, as his front claws sort of come down on a rooftop, they'll start to like blow a little bit, and he's going to try and entangle him.
Sure. Okay, I'll have them roll safe against this. So, what is the DC for this?
It is. Where am I looking? 12.
12. You know what? I probably could do some dice out, couldn't I?
That would help. I think.
No. Just say 11.
13. No. Roll this. And what kind of saving throw is it?
Strength.
Strength. Okay. So that is a. So the way it works. So they failed the saving throw, but because this is a skill challenge, the effect of the spell doesn't quite take hold, but I will count that as a success on your part. So you watch as, although they are able to blast through the sort of difficult terrain part, we'll say, of the spell, does kind of catch one of her feet, and you watch as she stumbles, and actually does stumble off a roof, and you just hear her crash into the streets below.
I'm waiting there.
Oh, that matched
Well,
with
yes.
the music as well.
Scooby-Doo trap.
As she hits the ground, you can see, Talia, as you come around the corner, you do catch her crash into the street below, very quickly go into a tumble. Like, the fall itself hasn't slowed her really, apart from losing her vantage point on the roofs, and just kind of start kicking off, running away down the alleyway, trying to get back to a main road to continue heading towards the river. What do you want to do next?
So how far away? Like, could I throw a net or no?
Sure, why not?
Because, well, I don't want to lose my net if it's not.
You are, again, this is a skill challenge that we're not worried about distances
That's
too much.
fair.
What do you want to do? You want to throw a net? You can throw a net.
Can I try and cut them off? They're faster than Tali, but can I use an insight check to figure out, like, they want to get back to the main road, where are they going to go next to then, like, be there before they get there? So
Yeah,
then I
okay.
can-
Yeah, so because now that they're on the street level, you could actually go up again to the sky and kind of, as the crow flies, as you keep saying.
Yeah.
Yes, please, insight check. Go for it.
Yeah. Let's roll here. That is a 9.
Total?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I rolled very badly.
You're like, oh, I think I know where to go. And you kind of get up and you start flying into the direction you think they're heading. And it seems like they may have anticipated what you were going to try and do. As you kind of try and cut them off, you swoop down into an alleyway and they're just not there. You've momentarily lost them. But you can hear like people screaming and clambering from a street over the way. So you feel like they're nearby. They've gone like almost one street over to kind of try and lose you. Back to Brask.
And anticipated your anticipation. So they're now down below. Brask is still on the rooftops.
Mhm.
I think he's just gonna take another go with Dragonfang. I think he's gonna like sort of call Dragonfang back as he runs past it, and then immediately fling it forward again.
Yeah, there's another like scream or yelp from the street as Dragonfang flies back up to you and you catch it. Roll to hit.
So trim somebody's bangs on the way past.
Yeah.
First new loot.
It is.
Dragonfang comes back with a top hat because it's clearly he's just pulled a top hat along.
Nice.
What was it?
It's 10. It was so close to being an 18, and then it just went.
Oh, I hate it when it does that.
So you throw Dragonfang again, and it's flying down towards where you see the crow, spinning, and there's almost like this moment where everything slows down, and it looks like it's going to collide, and then the last moment pulling out of an alleyway is Tarly, and the Dragonfang hits Tarly, clips one of your wings, Tarly. You go into a spiral and go crashing into one of the side streets.
No, I don't like this.
Brask won't stop. He's still going to keep running relentlessly. Yeah. So like through paths, like, Tarly!
I mean, is that I think we've done, aren't we?
Well, that is your third failure. So yeah, as you go crashing in the street, Tarly, this large crowd starts forming around, trying to work out what's happening. You hit the street, your wings fade, the eyes stop the silver, and this massive crowd starts almost pouring in the street. And within that Brask, you lose track of the crow.
Damn.
All you know now is that they were heading towards the ducks, but you've lost track of them.
I mean, Tarly is just gonna go to the. Like, we know where they were going, right? So, Tarly's first thing is to go there because maybe someone saw them. Like, it's not over in her mind.
No, that's fine. Like you have lost track of the crow, but you doesn't mean you can't stop running to the ducks. So okay, but first of all, you have this crowd of people going, "Oh my god, are you okay?" And then you hear people like muffling, "Is that a godling?" And all this kind of stuff going on around you.
Thank you for your concern. Tarly is okay. Thalia is okay.
You suddenly start to see some people like turning their gaze away, like, "Oh god!" And some people are like, "What do you do?" Oh! And people are starting to tweak.
Bowing and all that.
But I imagine you just kind of get up and run off.
So I was like, could you I have important business to attend to. Can you clear a path?
Usually, just immediately people just start
splitting
and go going as you start running.
I find Brask as she's
as you're kind of run, just gone.
I was gonna say, like when the crowd parts, can Brask just be like, "Hi!"
Just enjoying
the crowd parts, and you just see the draken ahead of you, and you two kind of you group up and you start making your way back towards the ducks.
Put a hood up.
Yeah. So we'll cut away from you for now, but we'll pick back up with you two when you arrive at the docks in a second.
Neat.
Back at the Five Fellows.
Music.
Pebble.
Hello.
You are encased in this wall, and from for you, it's almost like you've gone into this nap almost. This like warm, comfortable nap. There's just a lovely feeling, and your mind drifts.
Mm-hmm.
And you just have these memories.
Oh boy.
Of being a small child, playing with your friends. You're running around a wood or a forest, and you can see like you and a few other kids. At the moment, their faces almost like foggy or blurry. You can't make them out. You don't instantly recognize them. And you're playing this game, it seems like. You've all got like sticks, and you seem to be almost like trying to swat at what looks like fireflies as you're running around this forest clearing.
So I remember 1 second. I remember being a child.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean that's not that special.
That's no.
Um,
Yeah, well, it's fine.
But yeah, your mind is brought back to a memory, and it's not one. It almost feels slightly unfamiliar to you. This particular memory, like in a way that most people can't overly remember all their childhood until certain things kind of like trigger this thing. Something has triggered this memory in you of running around a forest with a bunch of friends, trying to look like maybe like swat at fireflies. It almost seems.
Yeah, like I don't know, playing, fighting, fight playing.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Do I have any agency on this, or do you want to like progress the story? I don't know.
What would you like to do?
It would realistically, is my brain in autopilot, or do I still, am I remembering consciously enough to have a look and try
It's a
to
lucid dream,
spot-
right? Like you can.
Yeah, okay. Let's do it this way. Roll me a charisma check, and we'll see if you can turn this into like a lucid dream, as you say, where you can start to have some agency. Otherwise, it'll just be like a film you're watching.
I mean, to be honest, no matter what the result, I'm gonna be satisfied, honestly.
No, it's fine. I'm glad to hear it.
6.
6, okay. No, like you're just sort of like something about just being in this kind of warm, comfortable. It's almost like being snuggled up into a nice bed. It reminds you of home, and these memories come flooding back to you. And again, these are memories of home. Of this, this must be somewhere, some forest or woods near Tumlin County, near where you grew up, and you're just playing with a bunch of friends. It's really weird though. Again, the more you try and focus on their faces, the more almost they seem to get blurry.
Damn it.
You just can't
picture
or remember who these people might be. But yeah, I'll leave that there for the moment.
Very good.
Christina, you catch up with Chad as he's dragged a body down into the basement.
Oh, what have you found?
Oh yeah. Hi. Yeah. Nothing to see here. Is Chad's presumably still got blood all around his mouth?
Yeah, but you do, but you also have blood kind of almost all over your body as well. Like you've been quite severely beaten and hit.
Cool.
Slightly singed by fire as well. I think like there's a lot of. There's also blood all over the person because you also stabbed them before you knocked them unconscious.
Yeah.
So yes, there is blood kind of in your around your mouth and in your teeth and stuff, but it isn't really that. It depends though, because the other thing is you have now informed Christina and the rest of the crew about your affliction. So it's up to you, Christina, what you do with that information. But you do spot, amongst other places, Chad does have blood around his mouth.
Yeah. This is one of the guys that was attacking us. Can you help me tie him up?
Oh.
Yeah.
I
Just-
can't really be letting him get away right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just remind you that this one is still wearing a gas mask. They got that kind of white and black uniform with the coat and the rustle, the fur and learned collar. Obviously, you took their dagger. It was also worth mentioning from the various agents that you did defeat. There are a couple of truncheons and rifles laying around the pub at the moment, which you obviously could grab at some point. This person, I've disarmed him, I assume. So what do you want to tie him up to? Like, they are unconscious, so they're not obviously resisting.
My imagination is that there'd probably be some kind of like support pillar or something in the basement.
Yep, 100%.
That they could, we could just tie him. That he's sat with his arms around his back on the floor.
Yeah.
That would be my preference there.
Okay. Yeah, to get some rope. Like, honestly, you'll probably have some rope, but also there's probably rope in this basement. Probably, like used to tie up crates or sacks or something. So, we'll just say one of you two roll me a dexterity check. We'll call it a dexterity check to tie a knot, just to see how secure it is.
Verity, have you got a bonus to your dexterity at all?
Got +1.
You go for it in that case.
Boo! 9.
9.
Okay. You tie his knot, and you're pretty confident. He's like, you've not really tied people up before. You're like, this will probably do. And you tie. I assume like arms behind around the pillar. Is that kind of what you're going for? And then maybe like across the body and stuff like that. So yeah, you tie him up. So yes, you now have this figure again, still with the gas mask on, tied up. Their heads like obviously lowered to the side, where they are, unconscious.
Yeah.
You would see across their equipment like there are singe marks. Chad, you have vague memories of, as you were kind of slipping in and out of consciousness, of thrusting someone mentally into a room, and you feel like it might be this one.
Right. Good. I'd like to remove any equipment that he's got. So remove the gas mask. Remove all those things.
Yeah. So the weapons and the rifle probably was dropped somewhere else. The truncheon would probably be holstered, but you can easily remove that and just like throw it aside. Now they're tied up, the coat's probably hard to take off, but the gas mask definitely. So you go out and clip the gas mask and you remove it. And as you do, you reveal a woman. It's very kind of like what you can only imagine must be a very stern looking woman. Has these very sharp features, like a very strong jawline. You see various like bruises, but also scars on their features. She looks to be maybe late 20s, early 30s. It has a completely shaved head. You can see almost like some stubble growing through. There is a tattoo of a dagger on her neck. But the most notable feature this woman has, sort of almost half of her head is completely grey. You see grey skin across most of her head, and then kind of almost like in patches, kind of like I think it's vitiligo, where you have the pigment of skin changes. It's kind of like that. So it has this large half the head, but then also patches across her skin going down her neck, and you imagine possibly down the rest of her body. You can see where it intersects with her hairline. So the rest of her stubble was like a dark, brown or black. The hair goes completely grey. Yeah.
I'm not here, but is it like Dimitri?
It is, exactly like Dimitri.
Yeah.
The only difference you're seeing here is where Dimitri had it. It was obviously on his arms, and it didn't have the same kind of vitiligo effect. It was almost just it kind of went up the arm and then stopped. To kind of put it crudely, Dimitri's is almost when you get the lorry driver tan. It just went up to the sleeve and almost stopped.
Yeah.
Hers does seem to be this kind of blotchy effect that kind of seems to run across her body, but it's largely centered on the side of her head.
Excellent. Thank you for helping. Bit of a weird. We've not especially done very much together, you and I, Juniper, but I really feel like tying up this.
Wrong character.
Not Juniper. God, sorry, Christina.
Oh!
Not Juniper. Oh.
It's very on brand for Chad, though, isn't it? Just
Yes.
Yeah. He just assumed.
Other woman.
Yeah, he assumed that you were called Juniper. Yeah.
I'm doing a cantrip for that.
Which cantrip are you doing?
Oh, I'm gonna pick one. Not Eldritch Blast. I think that was a bit harsh. I'm gonna. I think it's Minor Illusion.
Yeah.
Create a sound or an image. So can I just make something like snakes appear in front of Chad as if they're
Snakes was that?
Yeah, snakes.
Yeah. You just watch as basically, a snake appears almost coiled on Christina's shoulder and just kind of lashes out towards your face, Chad. And then disappears moments later.
Right, yeah, Christina. Yeah. Good. Now listen, you don't need to be present for this if you really don't want to. I don't know who this person is or who sent them, but I'm going to get some answers. I need to find out where Bouchard is, and I need to know who sent these people.
You don't think I can handle it? Don't think I can handle a bit of interrogation?
Oh no, I'm sure you can. I'm sure you've. Have you interrogated before?
Can I do a history check for that?
You could decide if you've interrogated someone before or not.
I can't decide. That's the problem.
Alright, then. Just roll me any dice, and we'll say odd is yes and even is no.
There we go.
Oh,
And can I do a deception check? Oh my god, 26.
doesn't even
Doesn't
number,
even.
so-
So no.
Even. So you've you've never interrogated someone before.
Alright.
That's fine. If you want to, yes, Chad. What do you want to roll a deception check for?
Just to see how convincingly Chad was saying that he doesn't know who these people are or where they came from.
That word deception, because you.
No.
Because you're lying.
You only need to
That's
roll
what I said.
deception.
I
Yeah,
said
yeah,
deception.
You
Didn't
did
I?
say deception. Yeah, you did. You only need to roll deception.
Go do a juniper check.
Also, you only need to roll a deception check if Christina wants to question it. Like.
Okay, yeah.
Otherwise, you don't need to roll to see how. Like, it's not like, oh yeah, no, I don't know these. Like, it's you say what you say.
That's fine. That's fine.
It's only if it's a contest, it's only needed. So, no, it's
Yeah.
fine. Yes. Okay. What are you doing?
Okay. So you've not done an interrogation before.
I mean,
Have I?
Very, very mysterious.
sure.
How many?
Oh,
How many? Go ahead. Sorry.
Have you?
I've had some experience. Yeah. In this field, and it's not pleasant. Even if there's no explicit violence, it can be really tough.
Implicit.
You're gonna get your teeth sinking into him if you don't behave.
I mean, it could happen. You know. Though I'm not feeling especially thirsty right now. I have to say, I'm not feeling especially thirsty. We should probably as well make sure that none of the other people who are putting out the fires upstairs. We should probably make sure that none of them are going to come in here. Should we? How many exits and stuff are there? Did we come in? I'm assuming we came in through like the outside entrance.
Sure. Yeah, if you want to. Yes. In
assuming
which
there's
case,
no other-
then. Well. So the outside entrance isn't really. It's more of if you've seen pubs that have like the whole like beer chute where you basically like.
Oh
roll.
yeah. So like yeah.
So it's
Big
open,
doors,
but there's not like a ladder there. So the only real entrance is in the kitchen.
Mm.
So you probably went through that way, unless you wanted to have thrown her down the hatch and then jumped in after her, I guess. We can say that happened too.
Yeah. We should probably secure the room so that no one else can come in, and to make sure that this person can't leave as well. So I'm gonna go and try and secure both the doors.
Yeah. Okay. So the hatch where again beer kegs are rolled in through is a hatch can close unpadlocked, but it has to be done from the street level. The kitchen has a trapdoor, which doesn't have any like locks or anything on it, but also could be closed. So you can do both of that.
Okay.
It's probably easier to go back upstairs, close the hatch if it was open, and then go back into the trapdoor. It would be hard for you to secure it while you're inside it.
Yeah.
And the kitchen.
Dad's gonna realise that it's quite difficult to secure, and he's gonna suggest actually blindfolding the guy, the lady, instead.
But if it's a trapdoor, surely you can put something heavy on top of it, and that's it.
Not if you're inside.
I mean, yeah, but from
Yeah.
outside.
If Christina and Chad
Oh,
both
I
want to be in the
understand.
basement,
Yeah,
then they can't put something on top of the trapdoor or
that'd be silly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Correct.
some elaborate system where when you close the trapdoor, it pulls a string, which then pulls a box onto
there we
and then you lock yourselves in there forever.
Pure home kind of thing.
So yes, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, again, you can put like a potato sack on the head or something if you want. Like you can easily tear off a piece of like sackcloth and tie a blindfold over eyes, which is fun.
Cool.
So, but are you planning to go checking in on the punters who are still upstairs? Probably by this point, I'll say they have finished putting the fires out, running back and forth. But yeah, as far as you're aware, they are still upstairs, and like I said, could interfere potentially.
Chad is very much like focused on not taking his eyes off the agent. So if Christina wants to check on the punter or anything, then that's totally fine. But yeah, Chad is sort of like almost like crouched in the corner, just staring at this person.
And Christina is very much, I'm not going to be told what to do. I'm a man, and like I insist on staying right here.
Okay.
Figuring this out.
All right, fine. So you two are just staying here.
So yeah, do you know anything about who these people might be?
Well, if they're coming for the pub, they're coming for us. That can't be good.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Must be targeting. Maybe Bouchard made some enemies. Must be targeting the pub or just the idea of small and mighty.
I will say that when they arrived on the scene and shouted, you all would have heard them say, "Get the
That's
Godling
fair.
and Vertine."
Yeah,
I was going to say that as well.
Wasn't sure if Christina had heard that or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were all there when that happened. So.
I mean, what do they want with you and Tali? But the child can't be doing anything that dodgy to warrant to attack the entire pub and make such a scene. I mean, we're the ones that have been snooping around, going after people.
Yeah. I suppose obviously Bouchard is a gnomes and dwarves have been being kidnapped as well.
Mm.
Well, they must have taken it for the same reasons as the others. He could be in a barrel right now, being dragged around by a big rat person. Could be.
Oh.
Could be. Well, yeah. As soon as they wake up, we'll start asking questions.
Okay. So you.
Is there any water around? Like a
not
mini puddle.
Might be like a puddle, I guess. It's probably quite like the tavern is not watertight, so probably water would leak through into the basement. But in addition to that, there is obviously beer barrels. So you have access to liquid if you want to do what I think you're going to do.
Yeah, I'd like to have a pint. No, I'm gonna. Maybe I will have. No, I'm gonna shake water, splash it in the prisoner's face.
Yes. Okay. So Chad, you watch as Christina kind of does like a gesture of her hand, and suddenly this like water just kind of swims up and just goes splash across this woman's face. You do see that because of the nature of this floor, which is like a stone floor, there are like almost like little bits of grit and pebbles that get kind of caught up in it. And you see like a few cuts go across this woman's face as she goes, and just sort of like looks around confused, obviously blindfolded, so not able to see. Just like, oh, this makes a change.
Hello.
Ad is gonna stay completely silent.
Okay.
Oh. Right.
Interesting.
Finally. No, I kid.
Yes.
There's this sort of like you obviously shout hello, you stay silent. It's kind of a moment of pause, like. So what happens now, huh? You're gonna pry me some information? You can see that the head is like scanning the room, almost like trying to see where you or get a position on you, but not quite located you in the room yet. Well, good luck with that, huh?
Can I do a stealth check? So I wanna sneak around and be behind her.
Yeah, 100%. Roll a stealth check.
Ooh.
And remind me, does Chad have disadvantage in these because you're armed?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
do.
Ah!
Clink, clink, clink.
Yeah.
Right. So that's. Oh. I'm not quite sure what's just happened. Right. So that was a 10, and then disadvantage. Is it also? Yeah, 3.
3. Yeah, clunk, clunk, clunk. Which, to be fair, it doesn't obviously isn't the intended effect, but does have an effect. You can see this woman like listens to you like, ah, okay, you stand behind me. I see. Oh, such intimidating tactics.
So it's not your first interrogation either.
No, there's 2 of you. Oh, okay. No, far from it.
It was mine.
You really? I could not tell.
Yeah, I'm learning a lot. I'm learning a lot. I've never tried to be like scary, you know, like. Ugh. But sometimes, I like, I don't know. No.
There was just a deep sigh. And the head sort of sinks.
Oh, we're not doing it right. Well, I'm sure you're used to people being a bit scary, so this might be a nice break, you know? I mean, I've never been that intimidated. I usually sort of use my womanly wiles to get my way. I don't usually, like, scare people. Sometimes I scare him. My accomplice, I will not name. Because we're meant to be like, I'm not meant to tell you my name, am I? Because you're not going to tell me yours, so we have to be strangers, don't we? So, yeah. I'd like show you a little trick, make scare you, but obviously you're blindfolded, and I can't. Oh, I can make scary noises if I want to, but never mind. I'm having this is all right, isn't it? You wanted me to go, didn't you? You went, nah, I had a great time.
If I might offer a little piece of advice for your first time of interrogating someone.
Yeah, I'll take your feedback. I'll really take it on board. Do go ahead.
Usually you want to try and make me talk, and you try and say little. You don't talk at me.
Well, how do I do that?
Just another sigh.
I mean, you're not getting out here anytime soon, so I don't know why you're being so grumpy about it. You might as well just, like, be a bit more optimistic.
No, I'm plenty optimistic.
What?
My chances of getting out of here.
I mean, you do know all your accomplices did burn and die. No one's coming for you.
Am
I bluff? It's a child. That's bluffing, isn't it? Yeah. That's how I do it.
This is so much better than I expected it to be. I love this.
The head sort of leans back into the wood, kind of, and sort of obviously can't point towards you, but leans back to say, "Please tell me you're better at this than she is."
Oh.
How do you know I'm a she? I could be in it.
True. What's Chad's dad's first name?
What
is
is
he
Chad?
also? Yeah. Well, do we know what his? Have we ever established what his first name is?
Sorry, I missed the part of that. Who's first?
So what's Chad's dad's first name?
Yeah.
Right.
Chad Renethius.
He's Chad Renethius.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right,
he's Chad Renethius
cool,
the second.
Right,
And your
okay.
grandfather was Chad Renethius the first.
Right, cool.
Yeah.
I thought that might be it, but I was like, Chad is going to he's going to gently rest the blade of the dagger against her throat, like the side of her throat there. And he's gonna be like, yeah, I think my father trained me a little bit better than my friend here.
There is a sort of, as you put even before you start speaking, you put the blade into her neck, there was kind of like a grin on her face, like, or was this, like, you know, a grin of approval?
Like-
As you put the sign, it's like,
Mint.
oh, but you are still a Pepin. Trained or
Christina,
not.
Christina's also gonna take a dagger out and just put it on the other side. Like,
No, she puts it like here suddenly or something.
There's a look like you can see like in almost like the upper eyebrows, like a look of like slight confusion, but like, okay, now we are getting somewhere.
All
Yeah.
I. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead. No, you, please. Don't let me interrupt.
There was a shrug slightly from her as you excuse yourself. Like, usually you know you to ask us some questions eventually. That's how these are supposed to work.
What kind of questions?
if you're so bothered about questions, why don't you ask some questions?
Alright, I'll ask you one. Where does this end? Do you kill me, or do you let me go?
Oh, that is a good question.
A grin across her face again.
You getting something out of this? You seem to be enjoying yourself. You know how this ends. You've done it so many times.
Yeah, usually you kill the person, so they can't ask questions or tell anything about you.
So we're the ones with the killing implements, not you.
You are, indeed. That's why I'm trying to understand if you're going to use them or not. Let's see, how my chances fare out.
I'm still learning. I'm still learning about all this.
Yeah, you are. You're little Pepins. It's fine.
I'm not little. I'm not a Pepin. That sounds a bit patronising, infantilising, and I don't appreciate that.
Yeah, I was going to say, this phrase she keeps using, Chad, you 100% know this. This is a Riverdanian turn. It means child.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
Usually used as a term of endearment, but clearly, obviously not here.
Yeah. Something I should already have rolled for is, do I recognise this person?
Ooh, roll me a... I'll allow you to do history or insight.
Let's do history. 16.
16. No, you don't recognise
Okay.
this person. You've never seen them before. The only thing you do recognise is that tattoo on her neck.
Yep.
Although it is just a dagger, it is very clearly the dagger from the Mesa symbol, which is the dagger with the rose overlaid over it. But this
Yeah.
one is just the dagger.
Does that dagger resemble specifically the dagger that I'm currently holding?
Oh,
Or
let's
is
say
it
yes,
just-
because that seems
Yeah.
appropriate.
Yep. Chad's gonna say, speaking of killing implements, as we've established that they're called, don't suppose you recognise the blade currently resting against the left-hand side of your your left, my left, the left-hand side of your throat, do you?
Smooth.
I love that Chad said, like, if you're standing behind her, you have the same left-hand side.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's probably thinking like normally he'd be in the front, so he's like
Yeah.
thinking like, would it be that? No, wait, no, it is this way. Yeah.
Oh, well, I didn't, but I'm guessing from your tone that it's probably my dagger, the one you took and stabbed me with.
Yes. Very nice.
I
Well,
brought my own dagger.
Oh, that is great. I'm glad you have one.
yeah.
Me too. I don't use it a lot. It's still quite shiny.
Oh, good.
Thanks.
So, yeah. Anything particularly interesting about this? It's a very nice dagger. I really quite like it.
Oh, you haven't earned it yet. Maybe one day. It's a rank of station.
Is it
How
what?
did you earn it?
For being a good Riverdanian citizen.
Serving my father.
No, not the dagger. That's a new thing.
Right. Why does he want me?
Probably an intimidation check at this point.
Dropping my thing.
I'd like.
The 17.
Ooh.
Okay.
to really sell that intimidation thing is gonna press a little bit harder on the
He's gonna
on
do
the
the
thing.
Batman voice.
There was a sort of, again, like kind of a grin, but yeah, how insightful are the two of you? Chad not.
Not very.
Christina. Not great. Okay, there's a grin. Oh, little Petin. Your father thinks you've gone missing. He's worried about you. He sent us, asked a favor that we come and retrieve you.
I mean, if you're calling him a little person, surely you would have brought him a buggy take him home, not a bloody fire.
Well, the fire wasn't our idea. That was the crow.
Ah, yeah. Not with you, are they?
Or are they? And I'm gonna cast
Ooh.
No.
another minor illusion.
Uh-huh.
Make it crow sounds.
Roll me intimidation check, but with disadvantage.
Oh dear. Oh no.
6. Okay. As you say, yeah. Or are they? You make these kind of noise. It's like,
Those. You
she's not a literal crow. You do know that, right? She's a person, huh?
Who is she?
That's a good question. I wish I could answer that.
You're not much used to us, are you?
No, not really. That's kind of the way it's supposed to be.
You're really starting to piss me off.
Only just starting? Well, I've not been trying hard enough, clearly.
Zena's gonna do something.
Ooh.
Oh, just I don't have all the HP. I'm not max HP. I could do with some healing if I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna grab the neck and cast Vampiric Touch.
Whoa! Hell yes!
How many vampires do we need in this party?
More,
Okay.
clearly!
No!
Oh my
So-
goodness.
I'm gonna say with her tied up and in this situation, she can't resist it. So just roll the damage. Like you hit automatically.
What is happening?
I
Well,
like it.
12.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, read the spell to me. What does it do?
Doke. Touch of your shadow-wreathed hand can siphon life force from the others to heal your wounds. And it tells you what to roll. Until
Yeah.
the spell ends, you can make them attack. That's it. Just take
Okay.
some of their life.
Cool. Do you? Let me just quickly read my stuff. Okay, so you gain back 6 HP because you gain back half
Cool.
the health dealt. You watch, as Christina puts her hand around this woman's throat, and this black shadow just kind of like encapsulates her hand, and there's suddenly just.
I like it.
And you just watch as the woman just stops breathing.
Oh no!
That's awkward.
Oh no!
Oh, Christina.
Oh no!
You just stabbed Sam,
Well-
you just straight up murdered someone.
There is this
Well-
kind of like the remnants of you can see it's kind of gurgling and gasping for the last remnants of air coming from her as this woman is very quickly dying now. It's on
Stop.
death's door.
Chad's gonna-
you
Chad's
guys do
gonna-
anything about that?
That's gonna really quickly
You could do a medicine
just
check,
lean,
you know,
just lean,
probably.
just lean. Could do a medicine check.
You could-
Chad's gonna
you can-
Chad's gonna lean in really quickly to right up to her ears. Be like, stop this.
Oh my god, Chad, no, don't do this.
Just tell me what they want. Tell me what father wants with Tali.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
Boy.
Roll me a perception check. As you can hear them muttering something, but very quietly and interspersed with these gurgles.
Damn it! 7.
7.
No.
This woman is trying to tell you something, but you're not hearing it right now.
Christina, can you stop this ever so
Please.
slightly?
Is there? I don't know if I can stop.
So,
Can you stabilize somebody
the
with
spell is
medicine?
done. Yeah, so you can try and do medicine checks. Basically, they're making the equivalent of death saving throws right now.
Yeah.
Any way you can stop that, you can stop this. So you can use a medicine check, if you can do any kind of healing, that sort of thing.
I mean, I'm thinking about in character. Is it so like? Mechanics aside, I think as a character, Christine is just like so
Yeah, that's fair.
engrossed in this like backstory time. She's probably read about it.
Yep.
Like it's kind of skimmed over it because it's a bit much, intense.
Yeah.
So but just in this like, it's gone from being like really high on adrenaline and manic from like trying to save the pub. It's just like been running through, and now she's just like, oh no, what's going on? What am I doing?
Yeah.
I don't think she can stop.
Yeah, this is something that was written in that spell book of yours, and you're like, oh, never going to use this. And then in the moment of like heightened agitation as well, you've lent into a power you didn't mean to. That's fair. So basically, Chad, it's up to you to try and save this woman.
I'm gonna do a real quick medicine check.
Yeah. Okay.
17.
17. That is a success. So I'm trying to think of how you basically what you do is you essentially have to resuscitate her. You actually have to go mouth to mouth at this point to kind of resuscitate her. You can all you can see this woman is choking. You're not sure how or what on or what. So basically you just always like go, well, fuck it. I need to know what this woman's saying, and you just start pushing air into her lungs, and you can see after a moment there is this kind of beat where there's just it almost seems like it's not working. You're starting to panic because this is magic. You don't know how it's works, and then it's like, okay, yeah, no, okay, that was something. Okay, I'll tell you what I know. Just don't do that again, please. Oh.
Christina is gonna start bawling and just run away.
That's fair. We'll come back to that in a second. You watch Christina. It's really awkward because she has to go up a ladder, so it feels like there's kind of this awkward cry as she climbs up a ladder. Anyway.
Seems appropriate.
We really misjudged you a lot, didn't we? You wanted to know about your father. He doesn't want Tali. He's at the Godling. I was all the crow. She... I don't know much about the crow. Above my pay grade, as it were. Our mission was to retrieve you. She intercepted us, almost took over. Then it became about you and the Godling.
Anyone know what I am? Not who I am.
There was a look of confusion when you say that. She's like, I know you're the heir to some uppity noble. That's about it.
Good. And Chad is going to stab her in the neck.
Ah, you can't deal with you guys. You guys need to stop killing everybody.
That's fair enough.
I made it.
Cool. As you stab her in the neck, you can just huge gouts of blood comes pouring out of her mouth. It occurs to you, Chad, at that point, you didn't ask her about where Burchard was taken or anything, as she's dying in front of you. So,
by the sounds of it, Chad has made the assumption there that she wouldn't know that anyway.
That's
But
fair.
that's all the crow. That's his conclusion that he's come to.
No,
there.
that's fair enough. I'm just saying you haven't confirmed that.
Mm.
But yeah, this woman, very quickly, her life is extinguished.
No,
She just slumps
I don't like that.
and just lays there.
She
Dead.
was
We're gonna find Bertrand. Tali's gonna be really pissed with you, Chad.
Yeah.
There was a moment where you're sort of there with, I imagine, what is Chad feeling at this as this happens?
There is adrenaline and relief.
Mhm.
There's a big amount of relief there that it's not like his father knows what he is, what's happened to
Sure.
him, and his father's like trying to get like this is something else is going on there. Bit of pity
That's fair.
for who this person was, but also it's just a real mix. Mix.
That's fair. As you kind of there, almost like I mentioned, it's like almost, there's a bit of pause. You're shaking with adrenaline as this is going on, and you're contemplating this. The body just really slumped, the blood pouring from the neck, and then you see something very strange. There is a movement almost as you see what is very clearly, I can only describe it as this kind of purple grey, like leech starts to crawl out of her ear
Ooh.
very quickly, and then just sort of flump onto her shoulder and start making its way down her arm. And it comes out of her left ear, which is where it seems to be the center of all this grey is.
Interesting.
Interrogate the leech. So,
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Oh my god, do I want to even touch this thing?
A snack.
Yeah. Is there like, can I like put it under a glass or something? Is there something in here that I can trap it with?
Probably a bucket, more likely.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go and like get like a. It's gonna be awkward because it's not like a. I don't know. It probably is a metal bucket. Yeah, you can get like a metal bucket and just go like pum.
Yeah.
So you watch as this thing very quickly like crawls down her arm and then hits the ground and starts trying to just crawl away.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
That's a clong. I'm gonna put something heavy on top of it.
Yeah.
Just in case it's a lot stronger than it looks.
The body.
Boom.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah. Okay, you do that. As far as you can tell, it's secured.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just to reiterate, very, very clearly, like, with the way like this kind of greyish vitiligo was kind of formed on her head. Her right ear would have been like a natural skin color. Her left ear, where this thing crawled out of, would have been grey as well.
Yeah.
So,
Gross.
This seems
Yeah.
fine. Yeah, I'm sure nothing will go wrong by keeping it here in the pub. That's fine.
Yeah.
Fine. It's
Cool.
making sense, you
cool.
know?
And Chad's
Invasion
gonna
of the Burchard Snatchers.
call out to Christina.
well, yeah. So while the moments before you do that, Christy, you make your way up and you kind of come, I guess, storming out of the kitchen. Are you heading back into the pub, or are you going out to the street?
I'm running away into the street.
Okay.
Thinking that then it occurs to me, like, she's questioning, like, oh my god, like, what have I done? Like, what has this magic turned into?
Yeah.
I think it's now finally time. She's like, I've got to see my aunt, regardless of whether I ring Pebble or not. Like, she has got some She's got some explaining to do.
Yeah.
I think we established that we know the address.
Well, so you sent off Spud and Dotho to go find the place,
We did, yes.
and they have
The
not
name,
returned
yeah.
yet. You know the name. So they haven't returned quite yet.
Can you call Dofo back or something? Like, do you have like?
You could.
Or
You
can
just-
you talk to him in your brain?
Only when he's within a certain distance. So you could call him back early, but you don't know if he would have found the place yet if you do that. So you might have to wait till he returns,
Right. Well, I think.
or you could just set off randomly and try and find it. That's also an option available to you.
I think she's so erratic, like in such a state that she's just gonna run
Okay.
And run around.
Yeah, so you just basically like pick a random direction. I'm gonna go until I find Mulgrave Manor. Yeah, okay.
And so the
Okay.
party splits. La la la. Sorry.
Yeah.
Does Stourbridge have like in London where they have maps on the street? Is there like a similar thing?
Probably not in this district, honestly.
So we're poor here. We don't have-
You're in the most run-down district. Probably in the actual main city, yes, but not here.
So I'm just gonna run.
This is a simple question. Are you running towards or away from the river?
Mm.
Would I know where the river is?
We can
Yeah, you know
have
the
a
river is.
map.
I think maybe away.
Away, okay, it's fine.
Oh, okay.
Good. So away from away from Brask and Tali. Excellent. That's
lovely.
fine. So you're running
Yeah,
that way. That's fine. Cool. Chad, you're making your way back upstairs, shouting out for Christina. Not yet aware that she's run off. I think the last thing we'll just quickly touch on before we go to a break is Pebble.
Hello.
There is something like a
Alright.
as your cocoon breaks. You are thrust out back onto the street, almost rudely awoken from this dream you're
Yeah.
having. That warmth and comfort of being like snuggled in the bed suddenly ripped away from you as you're now basically on your hands and knees on the sort of muddy cobblestone streets of Dowbridge, just outside obviously the Five Fellows. You can still smell the sort of burnt air
Mm.
and charred wood around you.
Chad
Kind of
would-
focus.
Did anyone? I mean, can I? Is anyone around me who might have been weirded out by this
Roll me a perception check.
scene? Yeah, if I knew how. Ah, right, there we go. Oh, natural 20 plus 3.
Natural 20.
23. Okay.
So your eyes are bleary. You're looking around. You do kind of look up and you do see a few, what appear like you're kind of in the back alleys, but you do see what appears to be a few people look at you, go, what is that? Ah! And they sort of run off, and you're sort of like confused, and you kind of like crawl forward a bit, and actually you manage to find like a deep enough puddle that you get like a look at yourself, and you do not see your own face looking back at
You
you.
knew it.
You see now this kind of almost like deep red skin,
Oh.
jagged yellow teeth.
Ah.
This the face is kind of almost like almost sunken and snub, and you got this kind of snub nose,
This is a problem.
and you have these huge, big pointed ears. As you see what's very clearly the face of a goblin staring back at you,
I like it.
and that's where we're going to break.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, boy!
I'll have the third eye.
Yeah.
You do still have the third eye.
Even
Now all
better.
fits, like, it's all just weird.
Even better.
Yeah.
I love it.
Also, just for the sake of fun, you also are now slightly shorter than you used to be, so your clothes are very baggy as well.
Oh my god.
But you've lost some
How
height.
tall? Because Pebble was already pretty small, right?
Pebble was like 5'4". You're now under 5 foot.
Amazing.
Neat.
Yeah. We'll leave it there. We're going to break.
Lovely.
That was so
See,
good. That's so good.
Shall we get a 15-minute break?
Yeah, do 15.
15-minute break.
Yeah.
Alright, well, what an adventure. Nice looks. I like it. I'm digging it. Alright, see you.
I'm glad you're digging it.
Yeah, see
Yes.
you. See
See you in a
everyone.
bit.
At past. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Come back.
And we're back. So
Wow.
we will pick up. I'm trying to figure who we should pick up with, really.
Good.
Good.
I think we'll go to the docks. So
Hey.
Tali and Brusk, you two have kind of, I guess, maybe possibly continue to sprint or slow to a jog at this point.
Oh, we
Um,
don't
It was quite a long run to
Okay,
the docks,
that's
like
fair.
so. But you have arrived now back on down the docks, and it's quite a run from where you guys are. If you quickly look on Roll20, I put the city map on.
Ooh, can
You don't
we
have to show it
see-
on stream.
Oh,
You can if you want to.
okay.
But you've basically run essentially southwest, kind of near where on the map where the Rancid Otter is, kind of down that sort of way,
Neat.
where you have arrived. But yes,
Cool.
what do you want to do? As you arrive, it is you've left behind a lot of the commotion behind you, so it looks like a fairly standard day at the docks. There's obviously a lot of people. There's boats coming in and out. There is no immediately obvious leather-clad figure running through the crowd.
Can Tali make a perception check to just see,
Absolutely.
any sign of this person or anything generally kind of dodgy that might be related? Let's do it. Ooh, 22.
22.
Wow, that's great.
So you scan over the sort of the crowd,
Yeah.
and you just start looking. You're just seeing just regular people going about their business. You see a bunch of, burly men and women sort of lifting crates on off docks, on boats. You don't see any animals being carted off like your last visit to the docks. And just as you're about to kind of give up, something does catch your eye. There is a glint of metal, and you see. Essentially, it was almost like an iron fence, and kind of torn and caught into it. It was like a very large, scrap of leather with a bunch of copper wires running through it. You recognize what appears to be a piece of the crow's armor has somehow got caught on this metal-like fence, and has been left behind.
Follow? Are there? I could tell you what Braska. I think I found something. And then kind of continue. Is there another? Is there another one? Or is there just this one? Is there a trail?
You don't see a trail, no. This does seem like maybe they ran a bit too close to this sharp fence and basically just tore some of their armor off.
What's the fence do again? What's fenced off?
So it's just almost like the fence between two buildings. It's not actually blocking anything.
Okay.
It looks almost like she might have brushed it while running through a crowd.
Can you can your sense of smell? You have a good sense of smell, right? Does it smell can you smell them?
Yes, Brask is gonna go into bloodhound mode.
Okay.
Tear off this bit of armor.
Yeah.
So be careful with it. Okay.
He just gets a high.
Okay, thanks.
So you can roll me. We'll make it either a perception check or a survival check to try and bloodhound this ascent.
We're gonna do. We're plus from it. Let's do perception, and we've got 7. Great. Actually,
7.
No, yeah, 7.
7. Okay. You do try and start smelling, and you can kind of catch a sort of a vague waft of the scent you're looking for, but it's very muddled. There is obviously a lot of strong. The river itself, which is pungent to say the least, but there's also exports like fish and certain vegetables and probably meats and stuff coming in out of this port as well. So it's very vague, but with a 7 you do get a sort of vague sense of direction, which seems to be heading back sort of towards the east, but following the docks.
Are there? Presumably there's some rooftops and stuff nearby. Brask is going to try and get a bit of a vantage point.
Sure. Roll me an athletics check.
Oh, this is when Brask falls off the building again, as usual. 6.
Oh no! I mean,
you're so bad at climbing.
Why do you keep trying? Always ends this way.
He's +4, so in theory,
Yeah,
do
in theory,
pretty
you should
well.
be decent
But
at
just-
it. So, yeah, the buildings here, they're quite tall. They're like factory buildings, and there's not a lot of vantage points. So you do try and start climbing up one. And it's not that you can't climb up this building. It's more that it's taking quite a lot of time. And Tali, as you're watching Brass try and climb up, you do notice what appears to be maybe a sort of dock master or something come make his way hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? Hey, you can't be up there. You get down.
Brask is halfway through climbing, and he's just going to bark down, "Magic place!"
Magic police.
But is he successfully climbing though?
He is making his way up, yeah.
Sorry.
What's
Basically
this
going,
guy
I can do
doing?
what I want.
This guy's roll me an insight check.
Yes, I will do that. Insight. 10.
10, okay. You can see he's scanning up and down the docks to look for possibly
Ooh,
someone.
Tali's gonna quickly approach him.
Okay.
But she'll take
Yeah.
her hood down. Athalia is very sorry. We're on an important business. We're trying to find somebody. My friend will come down as soon as they've scouted the area.
Roll me a persuasion check with advantage.
Yeah, I'll take that. I think I might need it. A 19.
19.
It was a 20, but then I got a -1, so.
That's
19.
fine.
That works. As you approach this man, you see he looks up to you, kind of like, obviously there's a scorn in his eyes as there's a dragon climbing a building, and he turns to you, and there's a moment where he sort of catches your eyes, and then there's this sort of like the fear of God obviously fills him as he clearly twigs what you are, and then he looks down and it's like, begging your pardon.
It's okay. Just Athalia would appreciate it if you didn't mention this to anybody. We're trying not to arouse. Trying not to alert anybody. Don't want anybody to panic.
No, of course. If there's anything I can do to support, let me know. Otherwise, I'll just get out of your hair.
Hold on, there is actually
You can see this man is desperately trying to get away from you, even as you start to say things.
She's gonna move to block him, basically, but not threateningly. Just like, look, it would help us a great deal. We're looking for some criminals who try to attack us. Have you seen anybody pass through here who? I mean, I don't know how to describe the crow's armor, but dressed all in black. Did they have a helmet or goggles? Or
so it had a crow's mask, like a plague doctor mask, and then had a leather hood over that.
Yep. So they just all in black, with a mask, with like a bird mask, hood, like someone looks, dangerous and probably
rolling well for this guy. And she's like, yes, actually, I did. They just kept tearing through here. Almost ran into a cart. They weren't looking where they were going. He points down the docks. I saw them down that way, kind of heading back east, I think.
And you didn't see where? Did they just keep running? Did they stop at any point?
I'll be honest. I wasn't paying that much attention. I'm so sorry. They would look like they were running from something, and I didn't want to get involved.
No, that's fine. And you should. That's great. Thank you. You've been very, very helpful to us. Athalia, I hope you have a nice day.
Thank you, Your Holiness.
Tell him to have a heavenly day.
You can see this man is like, again, as he's talking to you, like he's not trying to be rude, but he's trying to, like, as most as he can, like disengage himself from the conversation. As he clearly is very uncomfortable.
She'll just let him go. Brask, they've gone this way, and then Tali's gonna make her way on foot, but trying to be a bit stealthy-ish, like quickly. Okay. But I don't want to alert them if they think they've lost us.
Sure. You also see as this guy detaches, he practically runs away to the other side of the market stalls and stuff like that. Okay, so you're making your way down the dock. So
I mean, for people who admire you, it's a bit rude to run away.
People admire you
but with fear. Yeah, I get it.
Well, no, people admire you unless they've had a sinful life, in which case you might be seen as a.
Oh, I see.
As a criminal, and then like a
dodgy
holy messenger appears for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If this guy's being taking like bribes in the docks and suddenly an angel turns up, he's like, fuck.
No, they're gonna know.
That's great.
I'd like it noted that Ask completely misread the situation as the guy being intimidated by him.
Oh,
yeah, obviously. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't
Him, Tali is just like, nice little Tali.
Yeah.
He doesn't register her like divinity even a little bit.
Of course not. Which I imagine is quite nice for Tali, really.
Yeah, nice, yeah.
But anyway, you start making your way down the dock. So you're making your way slowly. I won't make your stealth checks because
Not slowly.
Yeah, sorry.
Quickly, but
Swiftly, but you're not sprinting. Is my point. Roll me another perception check. You can both roll. See how you go.
12.
13.
12 and 13. Okay. You don't overtly see, again, you don't see the crow, or you don't find any more like scraps of armor or anything. But what you are starting to twig onto is they clearly blasted through here at some speed, and you can kind of start to see almost like a trail of destruction as you see various like crates have been pushed over, or people trying to pick things up, or etc. You just see there is a kind of vague commotion as someone has run through here, and this part of the docks is very tightly packed. Like, it's not that this person has been. You saw them jumping from rooftop to rooftop. They are clearly very skilled. It's just this place they're in is not suited to moving at that speed.
Yeah.
And it has just inherently caused commotion as someone's run through here. So you can kind of track for that.
Yeah.
So Brask is like still trying to go from a vantage point, so he's still kind of going across rooftops.
Mhm.
Are there any birds or anything nearby?
Roll me another perception check.
Perception. Oh my god. Terrible rolls. 9.
9, okay. You definitely spot some birds. They're not nearby. You see the rooftops themselves seem kind of void of birds for whatever reason. But down on the docks, you can see a shit ton of pigeons. No, sorry, just like seagulls essentially. Just kind of like on sort of like poles, also down the docks, around the boats. Like they're clearly gathering here to get whatever kind of scraps they can. And you see occasionally one like will fly down and grab like a whole fish and take off with it and stuff like
that. I'm sorry, I'm trying to check. Do I have any? I have some rations.
Okay.
Brask is going to, like sort of jump down amongst these birds, try and kind of grab a couple so they don't, not like in a painful way, but just so they don't immediately take off around him.
Okay. Well, hold on. Couple things. A, roll me an acrobatics check to jump off of a rooftop.
Oh yes, this is going to be the one. Are you ready?
Nice.
18.
18? Okay. Yeah. You do. You just sort of like
Finally.
you see that there is like some sort of netting and stuff, pile of netting. You jump off and land into that, and you're able to quickly untangle yourself and then kind of scramble your way back into the docks. As always, you see people kind of like as you know, a tall, rotund draken starts barging his way down the docks. But yeah, you make your way towards some birds. Now I need you to roll me either just a dexterity check or an animal handling check to try and grab these birds. Carly, you obviously see all of the grass jumping off and like obviously without communicating to his purpose, you just see him watch as he seems to be chasing after birds.
Ollie is laser focused on finding the croach. He doesn't have time for the shenanigans.
That's fine.
21.
21.
Hey.
Very quickly, like almost like rations in hand, you notice a lot of these goals just like, and just very quickly gain your attention. And you don't even have to catch them as they seem to flock to you.
Ooh. Wow.
And without even knowing he's done it, Asker's like he's kind of going on an instinctual. Like a whim of instinct right now. He just thinks this will work.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
So he's not realizing it. He has just cast Speak with Animals.
Yes.
He's cast what?
Speak with animals.
Oh! I didn't know. Oh my god!
You're not the only one who can do it, Pebble.
No, I know. I know that in D&D wide terms, but I didn't know. All right, cool.
You immediately hear off of them just going like, food, you got food, I want food, give me the food, give me the food, essentially. So they are very obviously, laser focused on the food right now.
Brask is gonna he's gonna keep the food away, and he's going to try and silence them, and then just say, and hold out the bit of the armor, and say. Essentially, the first one of you that leads me to the person who has this armor, it's all the rations. Yeah. Try and recruit them as like a flock.
Sure. Yeah. So as you're kind of like first of all, as you start describing this, you do notice that very quickly there are now 10 of these gulls have kind of like started to swarm around you. But yes, as you try and negotiate. As you try and negotiate with the gulls, please make me a persuasion check.
Persuasion was a 7.
7.
However,
Cool.
I'm going to use my inspiration token.
Hey! Now's the time. Somehow, despite their, base animal level of understanding, they see you, they see the food, they want the food, they want the food, they want the food. Somehow, just through the instinctual connection you have with nature, they understand exactly what you're saying to them.
Wow.
And there's just a moment of silence falls over this crowd of gulls as they all look at each other, almost contemplating, and they go, "Deal!" And they start flying off in like an arrow formation. It's like pointing a direction.
Jesus, that's efficient.
As you have now got this arrow of birds flying down the docks to follow.
Lovely.
Crystal clear understanding that they're going to get this food if they help you find this person.
I love how in the same session, in one session, we've got basically like the torture scene from The Last of Us and a Pixar film.
Yep.
Yes.
Can one thing with how asks with animals, it's not so much that they magically understand him. It's a brief time he just has an inherent knowledge of the language of the gulls.
Yeah, I think that's good.
He's again to have what everyone else is seeing. He's landed amongst this group of seagulls. He's held them down, and he's just gone.
Well.
I think unlike Pebbles, where he just talks like Pebbles is like Dr. Doolittle. You just basically go feral, and these birds understand.
Oh, great!
It's almost like your brain translates their squawks, and you hear what they're saying.
Fantastic.
But anyway, yes, you do see this. And Tali, as you're kind of you've ignored Brask, you start just you're jogging down the way. You see as an arrow of gulls flies overhead, and then Brask catches up to you.
Great.
You? Did you do? Are they?
My friends. I do want to know.
Great.
At first, it's. These are my friends.
Yes.
Oh, okay, that works. Yeah. Continuing.
So you follow the gulls, the bird's eye view, across the docks.
Very good.
And
Gull flies.
Anything along the way, any more things that they've dropped, or any clues, just generally.
Sure.
Because,
you don't see any more drops of clues, but you do see again just vague signs of this kind of disruption. It occurs to you very much, Tali, that this person, although ran to the docks, is not heading onto a boat. They seem to be very intent to actually. Then they're kind of following back over the docks. You roll me an inside check actually.
Ooh, yeah, I can do that. 17.
17, okay. You think this is also a misdirection. They beeline to the docks. You think maybe to make you think they're trying to get on a boat, but there's a new direction. The way they're going, you could have easily got here quicker if you'd cut down some roads earlier.
Yeah, okay.
And you feed the commotion, and you basically follow it all the way to the very end of the docks, and where it leads to. And if you can't actually look on the map quickly, if you follow the north deliveries across to the kind of east end of it, you are led to a train tunnel. A tunnel that goes under the river, and you watch as the seagulls just kind of land at the entrance to this tunnel, and look at you, Brask, and just kind of point at the tunnel.
The trains go through here.
Yes, this is a actual train tunnel.
They didn't get on a train.
Nope, they ran to the docks, and from what you're picking up, they ran down the docks until they got to the train tunnel.
Like this one, right?
That's the one.
In the train tunnel?
Cool.
You're getting the sense, and the birds communicate this to you in some way, Brask, that she ran down into the train tunnel. A tunnel that's essentially like the London Underground. It goes under the river.
Wow.
Brask.
Psycho.
He'll take the rations that he had. He'll kind of rip them in half. And just as he is about to hand them all over and barge into this tunnel, he sort of catches a glimpse of himself, a little bloodied, a little messed up still from everything that's gone before, and pretty tired. Also, which previously he would never have cared about. He's come so close to death so often, so recently. He's actually gonna keep half of the rations, throw the other half, then before the rest of the spell stops working, he's gonna instruct the gulls go to the 5 fellows and find the rest of Small and Mighty in exchange for the rest of the rations.
So you want? Sorry, you can't slay this. You want the gulls to go and get Small and Mighty, or to inform them?
I guess try and lead them to us. Yeah.
Okay, sure. They take the rations, and they're like, they essentially say yes, and you watch as the flock of them just flies off towards inland. We'll find out if they know where the 5 fellows are in a second. Yes,
yeah, that's
like,
true.
Brask, where did you send them?
This is good. This is Brask is like, he's ashamed to be saying this. He's kind of stopping and he's going to say, I sent them for help. Brask needs help.
Oh, well, that was a good idea. You know, it's always good to get back up, and there's nothing to be, that's a great idea, Brask. Good job. I look like Talia was gonna say something else, but then decided last minute not to say it, and has instead said that. But if Brask is paying particular attention, which I assume he might not be.
That's fine. But yes, you are faced within this tunnel.
Well, question.
Yep.
You know how on the underground you have like the tunnel, you have like little indents in the tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
Does this tunnel also have these? Because Talia doesn't want to wait, personally.
Sure. When you say indents, you mean like almost like the side passages where people can stand?
Yeah, where you can. Yeah, where it's safe.
Yes. So like this tunnel is about as wide as the train track. And the thing you know about the way trains are still fairly new, so there's not a lot of health and safety and stuff. There also isn't like 2 tracks and like forward and back because the train only travels like a few times a day. It's the same train that goes up and down.
Yeah.
So the tunnel is about as wide as the train track, and then you can see these small, like almost like pockets where there are certain like service tunnels and stuff that seem to obviously go from there.
Neat.
Is there like?
But you would have to walk on the tracks to go into the tunnel to start with.
Yeah. I mean, I have questions. First
Mhm.
question. Like, I mean, is there any way we could tell? Like, did they actually go down here? Like, where could they possibly have gone here? Like,
Sure. You can
Yeah,
roll
like
me
a
a
secret-
perception or investigation check to see if you can find any like final clues, essentially.
because there seemed like was this like a secret underground passage to the criminal place? I don't know. Perception. Ooh. 25.
25. Okay.
Ali, your rolls are on.
Yeah. See, I also have dark vision, so I can see
Oh, yeah. Dank
300 feet
vision.
down the tunnel.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think what you would see.
Dank vision.
You don't see anything that inherently tells you that the crow has been here, but you do see like the base of this train track is kind of like this gravel, obviously that just sits underneath the track itself, and you can just about see what is very clearly a set of human footprints kind of walking down the tunnel.
Nice.
You would imagine that with the trains moving back and forth, footprints
Yeah.
eventually like would be covered up if there were any.
Yeah.
So these are clearly fresh to some degree.
Environmental storytelling. Oh.
Do we know when the next train is due? They only run like a few times a day, right? Like, do we have any notion of a train schedule?
Yeah, you do because you've kind of looked into it vaguely. They literally come this twice a day. It's one in the morning, one in the evening.
What time?
what-
How
you
long
are,
do we?
you it's kind of like just gone midday-ish, I think. 'Cause you arrived back in the
Okay.
morning when you brought the cart back. The cart is still outside the 5 Fellows, by the way. So you probably have half a day really before a train will be coming back.
Okay.
You do know that when the train comes back, it will be coming into the tunnel, because basically
So from the way we just walked, or the other way?
yeah, because the morning train goes out and down towards the coast.
Yeah. Oh,
And
so
then
it will coming towards us then, not?
It'll be coming towards you and going into the tunnel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you if you were down there when the train was coming, the train will come towards you and basically block you into the tunnel. But again, you have hours, so it's not really a major concern.
Trains left. Like we're on the side of the train, like the train tracks coming from Dower Bridge leading out. So if it's already gone out, it'll be coming the other way back.
So if you look at the map,
Yes.
if you look at the map, you're where the train tunnel is, so
Yes.
down the bottom left. The train in the morning goes from the obviously beyond the tunnel, but goes through the tunnel towards where it says Dower Bridge on the side.
Yes. Okay.
Mm.
Okay.
And then the evening will come back again.
Okay. Okay.
If a train leaves Dower Bridge traveling at 17 miles an hour.
Travelling at 60 foot per round.
Yeah.
Well, we at least have some time. So, I mean, Talia said Brask. It's great that we might get the others. But I think we should check. Talia is going to check out where these tracks lead.
Yeah, the other thing I'll say for Tali, I also remember from your investigations that train that you saw Splint on before, that was an unscheduled train.
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah.
So you are aware that although there is, the two official trains, there was an unscheduled train and that was obviously like dead of night. So again, that's hours away. But so you can't 100% rely on the train schedule here to know what's going on.
But Child's in danger.
Mhm.
So she's at least gonna see like where do they lead,
Mhm.
like how far into this. Yeah. So she should explain that to Brask and then go.
So you're gonna start.
Oh, but yeah, sure. I might, Brask could come with, or Brask could wait for the others, or.
I mean, if you're being adamant that you're going to go, Brask is going to go too. He's not going to let you go alone.
Oh.
So
I just.
he's gonna look visibly torn, and then do I have a torch? I'm sure I have a torch. Inventory.
No, but Tali can.
Yes. So and then he's gonna like out a torch, light it, and nod. Like
I imagine the way Brass likes to torch
do
is
this
like
thing.
scrape it against your scales, probably.
Oh.
Bites it with his fiery teeth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the one.
That's it.
Yes, you
The
have a
twig
torch.
off the ground.
Yeah,
Perfect.
but Child's in danger, and we don't know where he is or how long he has. Like we have to find something. Tali can send a message back to the others, if we need to. So yeah, we start going.
Okay.
Very good.
Roll me a perception check.
A not die check, yes.
Both of us, or just Tali?
Do both of you.
I got a 9.
Got a 20.
Thank God.
20. Okay.
It's a powerful torch I've got. Actually, can my
Yes.
torch just be Brask, like smiling with fiery teeth? Like,
Yes.
Yes.
Why not? Why not? So yes.
it's just like headlights.
Perfect. I love it. So
Yes.
yes, you're following the brass headlights as you're kind of traveling down, and
Tali doesn't know
Brass
she
lights.
can see. But yes, fine.
as you're traveling, you do notice those footprints you're following, Tali. They do eventually seem to disperse. You imagine that when the crew entered, they were probably running very hard and heavy to get away from people. And that left these indents. But when they got into the tunnels, they probably thought they were kind of in the clear and started to slow down and take lighter steps. So you do lose track of that. Brask, now your scent kicks in. You're now away from the docks, you're away from all the confusing, fish and all that sort of stuff. You now get a clearer sense of where you need to go, and you are following down these tunnels now. And as you kind of move down them, like you do, well, Tali, you probably know this, maybe not Brask. This tunnel goes underneath the river and leads into the sort of more central part of the Dower Bridge city. So eventually, this should emerge back out in the streets. So you're kind of expecting to be a straight tunnel. But as you start to go down it, you start to see, in addition to those sort of small like pockets of service kind of areas, there are train tunnels that just kind of run off in random directions. There are ones that head off into, and you see these kind of like ones that just run off into distance. You're not sure where they go. You see ones that seem to be much shorter, and you can actually see there are trains almost like parked down here, maybe in service tunnels. There seems to be a whole network of things going on around here. It is more of a maze than you were expecting. But Brass, you do kind of
Yeah, go.
Brass, you do kind of keep pushing on ahead, like going like although maybe Tali gets glances look down these tunnels, you keep moving further and further into this, and you walk for quite some time. And
I mean, how long time? Like,
how long do you want to walk for?
I don't know.
We find something.
Yeah, well, there is a train coming back, and we don't want to die. So
It won't. I mean, it wouldn't take you like at most half an hour to get you across the river, distance-wise.
okay, that's
So
fine.
you're not at risk of. You're not really at risk.
Okay.
Of running over, unless there's an unscheduled train that kind of blasts downhill.
God, stop doing that!
But even then, you'd probably hear it because the sound in this tunnel echoes. Hi, Will.
Hello. Can I ask a meta gamey
Of course you
question?
can.
Are either Tali or Brask deliberately leaving tracks or a trail or anything?
Good question. Are either Tali or Brass leaving tracks?
Considering you just said that the crow would have been running to come in here, and then would have started to walking, and walking doesn't leave tracks. I'm assuming we don't leave tracks.
Fantastic.
I think
There's some unless that's wrong, and then therefore we should have tracks.
I guess
some
my point was
seagulls.
like they're a lot vaguer. The tracks you would be leaving. Brass is probably leaving bigger tracks than you are because Brass has a big giant dragon foot and is much heavier. But realistically, the only reason you were able to spot those tracks, Tali, was because you have very good sight. Like most people wouldn't have spotted that, so
All right.
it's not really of a concern, I'd say, for you two. About 10 minutes go by, and it is strange because it is about 10 minutes, but it feels like longer. Like when you're walking through the streets of Downbridge, there's so much obviously life and things happening in street corners that things move. You seem to travel further, and things keep you entertained as you walk. In this tunnel, it is just endless darkness and little alleyways, and there is not a lot here, so the 10 minutes feels longer. But you do eventually follow the scent, Brask, and to a point where you see it kind of fans out to the side alleyway, where you do see what is very clearly a parked train, but you hear voices. There is commotion on
in
this.
his mouth, just
Yeah.
there's no light.
Yeah.
And can we hunker down to listen? Can we?
Yeah. Okay. So you sort of pull yourself into the edge of where this sort of corner is at the sort of front, and the train, by the way, is still probably about another 100 feet down before the train begins. And then there's clearly a platform and some service tunnels that come off that platform. You hunker down and you roll me perception checks if you want to eavesdrop.
Yes.
Hells yeah. 14.
15.
14, 15, perfect. It's not hard because voices echo down here, and these people clearly aren't being
they're
quiet.
safe.
Yeah. You just hear muffled voices again, so it sounds like maybe these are Messer agents wearing the gas mask once again. You just hear, "Did you see the crow just then? She looked like she was in a hurry. Hey, was she injured? Does she get injured? What's happening? Best not ask questions. We should just make sure the train is ready. We might need to leave sooner than later, I suppose." And you just hear kind of general commotion and chit-chat going on. But clearly, from what you pick up, the crow has kind of blasted past these people and then maybe gone further into whatever is ahead.
Into the train or into the tunnel? Because
That you're not sure of.
Beyond
You're not,
the train,
you're not hearing that. Definitely beyond the train, but it could be into Also, when you see the train, there are clearly carriages behind it that just seem to just sort of disappear into the darkness.
Oh, are we able to discern how many
yeah, I
voices?
was going to ask, Brask, how many do you smell?
You rolled a 15. Did you roll a 15 or 14? You rolled a higher.
I think I.
Tali.
Tali, okay. So from just kind of sitting there listening for a second, you hear these two people talking back and forth. But as you kind of listen, you do hear quite a few people. There must be at least half a dozen, if not more, on this platform moving about. You hear the sounds of things being moved across. Yeah. So there's quite a few people here. It sounds like.
Wow.
Under the train, where the train is,
Mhm.
is there... How much of a gap is there sort of between the ground and the base of the train, between the tracks? Would a chunky boy like me fit?
I will say yes. I think you would fit under that.
Fun.
It is about 100 feet away from you, so there is this kind of open section before you get to the train. But then you could tuck underneath it. I'll say yes. Obviously, not a great place to be when it's moving, but while stationary, You can probably get away with it.
If
I've seen some movies that will just pass
yeah,
over.
if the wheels are, I mean, depends how high. Yeah, no.
Just saying.
Hmm.
Not a comfortable place to be.
No.
Yeah, what would you need to roll in order to see if you can how many hours you can hold on to the bottom of a train while it's moving?
Athletics checks, Constitution saving throw,
Yeah.
One of those.
Dex. I don't know.
Yes. All of them. At the same time.
Correct.
DC 30.
Roll me
Tony
an
will say
everything check.
to Brass like this. There's probably too many for us to fight alone, but
Braskell, he's pretty like clear in his sense of purpose at the minute. He'll turn with a bit of reassurance and be like, "You're not here for them. You're here for the one."
yeah, I know. But if the one is around, if we alert them, then they're all gonna come. But we should try and find where they are. If they're on the train or not.
Between in the like 100 feet between us and the train, are there any of those like, you know how in train tunnels every like, I don't know, 10 or 20 meters there's like a little sort of.
It would be that sort of thing. Yeah, there would be
Yeah,
fairly
thingy,
frequent.
yeah.
Yeah.
We try and sneak sort of up a couple of those.
Yeah, sure. Roll me stuff checks.
Yeah.
Like a little closer, not too much.
Ooh.
18.
15.
Oh,
Wait, yeah,
lovely.
15.
Lovely.
18, 15. Okay. Yeah, you start sneaking up. Very lightly walking forward.
Tali would probably so we didn't have to have a torch. Like she would kind of tap, like touch Brask on the shoulder, and then sort of like light will shine, like her eyes will flash like a silvery color, and then his will flash a silvery color, and then you can see in the dark.
Yeah, so now you've been given 300 foot of dark vision, Brask.
Wow.
Hey.
So you can see
Oh,
very,
that's-
yes, very clearly see down here.
And presumably they've probably got some like torchlight.
Well, I was going to say, so the tunnels themselves are very dark, but clearly you can see the platform up ahead. There is some sort of light, like lantern light or something over there. But this obviously helps you kind of fill in the distance in between.
You people.
Yes, you sneak forward.
We hear anything else? Any other conversation?
You hear
We'll
vague.
see where they are.
As you start to move forward, you do start to get a clearer idea. Like, as you kind of sneak forward this tunnel. Well, that's a good question. So, this tunnel is a bit wider than the main tunnel, because again, this is sort of like a service tunnel. There is the train, and then there is a platform on the side of it. Would you be sneaking up on the platform side, or trying to sneak up on the train side?
The train side?
Yeah.
Okay. So you start moving forward. So you start to get to the point where you can kind of vaguely make out the platform, but it is blocked by the train.
Yeah.
So you can see lights and you can start to hear more people, but you're not increasing your vision of the platform. That makes sense. But you can basically see on that side there's like the ramp of concrete sort of thing, and then there's a platform alongside this train. As far as conversation, no, it actually seems to die down. These people almost intentionally seem to be trying to work in silence. Beyond that initial commotion, but you hear the shuffling of feet. You hear what appears to be like loading of like maybe crates onto the train. And as you get further down, you start to notice the carriages behind. There is the actual like train engine. There is what clearly is some sort of like passenger car, and then there is just these flat, almost like cargo cars, which just have crates just openly stacked on them. And there seems to be a handful of those.
The crates we found in the, when we rescued that gnome, are they the same kinds of crates?
They
Or
seem
like barrels.
They're not barrels. They don't seem to be barrels like that. Seems maybe that was isolated to the people being stored in that abandoned.
Could you fit a person in these crates?
That was what I was going to say. However, these are very clearly you could fit a gnome or a dwarf in any of these crates.
Do any of them have like a little hole I could peek through? Because I have a dark vision.
So you're not quite close enough yet
okay.
to get you. Like, if you want to get up to the train, that'd be another stealth check. You are in one of these side tunnels, looking at the train at the moment.
Brask take a big sniff of as much of the tunnel as possible, specifically looking for Burchard's scent.
Yep. Okay. Yes. Roll me a perception check.
15.
How much?
15 or 16?
15.
15. Okay.
You needed 16.
You do a big sniff, and again, you can smell the smell of the crow, but you do just catch a whiff of Burchard's scent.
Yes.
Clearly, Burchard has been brought here
Yes.
somewhere.
He's on the UK. Oh, okay.
You're not clear from that if he's on the train or perhaps further into, like, there might be still some service tunnels behind this platform that may be there. And I would say with your perception checks from earlier, you are hearing people like walk from this platform and then deeper into some tunnels and then come out to the platform. They are bringing stuff in and out. So there may be some sort of like storage space beyond.
As when Brass like does that big sniff, as soon as he gets that hint of Burchard, his eyes are like gonna narrow. He's like in sort of predator mode almost. This is like hit like an emotional nerve with him again. He's just gonna, his eyes will narrow and he'll kind of mutter, "Burchard is here,"
What?
and
Where?
just start walking forward.
Following.
As you say that, we're going to cut across to the five fellows.
Hello, I'm a fellow.
Hello, fellow.
Oh, I had an idea, but it's fine. We're good.
Yeah, hold on. to that thought.
Goblin now, boy.
Yes, so we'll change the tune because we're back in the Happy Tavern music.
Happy?
Pebble, you sort of pull yourself up on the floor, having had this realization that your face was not staring back at you.
Okay, Pebble's
And as you kind of,
yeah.
okay, no, go on, what are you doing?
I'm just gonna take, some sort of like cover, not be like as inconspicuous as possible.
Yeah.
And try to make it into the tavern, but first see if there's any patrons of the tavern still left.
Yeah, 100%. So you do make yourself back into town. It's kind of like a side door. You kind of pull yourself in. How were you disguising your appearance, by the way?
Just with a hood. I mean,
Hood. Okay, yeah.
I'm just trying to assess whether it's safer for me for not catching anyone's attention to be in the tavern or be outside in a corner.
Sure. So you pull this hood over, and it is really awkward because you now have these very large ears.
Yeah, and the hood
You
goes
kind of
like...
have to the hood doesn't really tuck very well around them.
Oh my god, my ears are stiff then.
They do bend, but it's
right.
uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable for you. Your instinct first was to do this, and then you push your ears forward, and then you have to kind of like tuck your ears into the hood. It's a whole thing. But you enter into the pub, and you do see that there is a bunch of patrons. You see them like trying to like reorganize. Actually, they're kind of like collecting up the bits and pieces of furniture, and one of them does see you, and you see that. Not that you've been aware of this, but this person seems to be like leading the kind of the punters, as it were. You see a tall, orcish woman approaches you like, "I've seen you. You're one of the small mighty lot, aren't you?"
Yes.
We finished putting the fires out now. What happens now?
Well, I thank you for your. We all thank you for your service. And Pebble wants to say like for treating me as if this was normal, but he's not gonna say that.
This person either hasn't twigged there's something weird about you or doesn't care. You're not sure at this point. As you're sort of stumbling his words, Chad, you do come into the tavern, still looking for Christina, and you see Pebble with this very awkwardly shaped hood on his head, and very clearly to you a foot shorter, but wearing Pebble's clothes. And again, you see this kind of gaggle of patrons, and this sort of orcish woman standing at the corner, taking on some sort of leadership role within the group.
Right.
Hi.
But you don't.
Chad's gonna sort of get. Chad's gonna do. Can I do a perception check just to see if Chad realizes that's Pebble, or if it's suddenly. How weird does it seem?
Roll
to Chad?
me. Yeah, roll me. We're doing an insight check actually.
Yeah. 10. Right.
10. Okay.
Perfectly balanced.
Yeah. There is. You're really unsure at this point. It is either Pebble, and something weird has happened. You've seen weird things happen to Pebble. You've seen him shrink. You've seen him grow. You've seen him grow a third eye. or there is a weird creature there wearing Pebble's clothes.
Right.
Hmm.
Okay.
50-50. 100% 50-50.
Okay. Great. Good.
Oh,
Chad's
of
gonna-
course, because Chad didn't even see the cocoon phase.
Nope, you did not see the cocoon.
Yep. Is there any? Where was the cocoon? Was it in this room?
Outside.
No, it was outside. So
It was outside. Okay.
there's no evidence of a cocoon either where you are standing right
No,
now.
that's fine. So I can't even see like there is a
Yep.
broken open cocoon. Okay.
Context.
Chad's seen some weird shit, particularly from Pebble.
Yeah.
So like, he's gonna try not to be phased. Is it obvious? Is it really obvious that the Orcish woman is like taking the lead?
Yeah, you can see that
Yeah.
she's basically like, yeah, she's the
Cool.
point of contact for the gaggle. I don't know why I keep
Chat-
saying gaggle. The group of patrons.
Chad's gonna stride over,
Yeah.
to her and to Pebble, and he's gonna go, good, Pebble, and sort of look at Pebble. Just like, Pebble, you look really tired. You should probably go and go and clean up.
Sure.
I'll handle it from here.
But everything is like so, isn't it?
I like the idea of you look really tired. You should go do some hard work.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you should go and clean yourself up.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
while you're like all bloodied up, yeah, that's
Yeah.
yes, okay, that makes more sense. Where my brain went.
Yeah. You look really tired. Go and do some heavy lifting.
yeah.
Chad's gonna turn to the Orcish woman and be like, the basement's secure. Thank you very much for your help. Has anybody touched anything any equipment that's been left behind here, or have you found any bodies?
Yeah, we weren't sure what to do with those. We kind of, you can see she pointed, and there was like a small pile of. I think there was only like 2 bodies. Most people fled, apart from the one you obviously captured. And you can see there's basically a pile of these 2 bodies. One very heavily burnt,
Yeah.
and then you can see there is a collection of. Most notably, there's 2 rifles there. A couple of truncheons, but that's probably not as exciting. So yeah, there's 2 bodies, 2 rifles. Like we weren't sure what to do with them. Who were these people?
Chad's, rather than answering, Chad's gonna lean in very close and say, "Are you sure nobody took anything from them? That's everything, is it?"
She turns and looks at the other guy like, "You lot didn't take anything, did you?" And you can see she almost seems like she towers over these people, and then these guys are like looking amongst each other. And you see one person just like pulls out a small pouch of coins and drops it on the floor. Like, oh, whoops! Look what this turned up. And she turns back to you like, "No, we didn't take anything."
I'm gonna go over, pick up that pouch of coins. Is Chad able to tell just from like feeling it how much there is in it, or would he need to like open it up?
I love the idea that Chad, being a rich boy, can just hold a person and be like,
Yeah.
no, not enough.
Exactly.
It's fairly weighty.
I'm happy to
Yeah.
I'm happy to like open it up and count.
It's fairly weighty. You would think there's a couple of somewhere in the realms of 50 to 100 seps probably in there. If it is seps, if it's coppers, you have no idea. But something in that realms.
Dan's gonna reach in to the pouch. It's gonna take 1 coin out, and he's gonna pocket that.
Okay.
And he's gonna hand the rest to the Orcish.
Hey.
Say, thank you.
Yeah.
Cool.
Is everything else clear?
As you hand it over, she just looks back and she's like, "Yeah, I'll make sure this is distributed fairly." And she looks back at the one guy who'd pocketed it.
Oh, I love this. I love this woman. I want her to be like with us.
What was
all the time.
what was your name?
Can we hire her?
Yeah, exactly.
My name's Teog.
Teog. Thank you. Is the structure secure? Is there anything else that needs doing?
We've done what we can, but I'm not a crafter. I don't know how buildings work. It's standing.
Yeah.
There's not a fire anymore. I can tell you that much. But
Good. Teog, did you see? If I say Christina, do you know who I mean?
she the colourful one, Elvish.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was helping us put the fire out. Last I saw, I think she went into the kitchen where you were.
Yeah. Did you see her come out the? Did she come through here a few minutes ago?
No, I ain't seen. I was coming to look for her, and then I found, and she points in the very direction where Pebble's gone. Ain't seen. I think I did it crying. I don't know if that was her.
Right. Yeah. That's likely it. Listen, Teog, thank you so much for your help. Could you? I'm trying to think of that now. If Chad had like a business card, he would he would hand it to her now. He's seen someone who's clearly useful and who cares.
Yeah. Well, as
In
you're
a couple of
contemplating,
days. Tell her to come back in a couple of days. We can hire her.
well, as
Yeah.
you were contemplating that, she goes, "So, where's Bachard?"
Oh.
Get it back. Don't worry.
We
Hey.
don't know. We need to get him back. Do you?
As in, well, he's not. So he's not dead. He didn't die.
He
Taken.
wasn't. He was taken. They nearly took me as well.
Who were these fucks?
I don't know. But listen. If there's anything that you see, if you find out anything, if you notice anything, I won't ask you to stay here and help fix these things. The pub is secured. Our priority now is I need to find the rest of my my friends, and we need to find and save Bachard. If you hear anything, let me know. I don't know how, but yeah. I just it would be really good to have some eyes and ears out there.
You can see she all looks like contemplative. Wrong persuasion check.
Natural 20, natural 20, natural 20.
Oh my god. Why can't I scroll? Hang on, persuasion. It's an 18.
18.
Ooh.
Lovely.
She sort of holds that pouch of coins in her hand and just like. I can't speak for the rest of his lot, but if it's all the same for you, I think I'll stick around and clean up a little bit. Most of these people here, we don't really have places to go. Five Fellows is like home to us, and Richard looked after us, and I think it'd only be right if we stuck around. Like I said, not a carpenter, can't do anything about this, but I can probably we can find some pans, some dustpans, brushes, clean some of this soot.
Thank you. Chasko put his hand on her shoulder, presumably reaching up quite high
Thank
to put a hand on her shoulder. He's sort of trying to be like a big but he's like, thank you. Stay as long as you need. Don't go in the basement. It's fine there. There's nothing wrong with the basement at all.
you.
Roll me a persuasion check again.
Yep.
Fine, don't go in there.
21.
21.
Damn.
Oh wow.
There is a look. Actually, wait.
Oh, are you contesting it?
Yeah, okay. She looks on your face. She's like, "All right, I'll go in the basement." Loud and clear. Well, I'll tell you what you do for me then. I mean, the boys will stick around there, but well, this is a pub. A respectful amount of ale might keep us motivated to keep cleaning. If that makes sense.
Hey.
And we can pay for it. And she holds a bag of coins up.
That's lovely.
Yeah, this is. I want to stress this is a big thing for Chad. Chad's gonna be like, I'm sure Bachard would not charge you for any help. That money's not for alcohol.
Well, appreciate that you put your pocket. Like, appreciate that, but the ale is in the basement. That's why I'm asking you.
I was going to say if there was anything behind the bar. Okay, that's all fine.
The bar itself is mostly destroyed. Like they clearly like some of the alcohol there, probably quite high proof, exploded. Clearly, there really isn't.
Sure.
The pub is almost like a shell at this point. Like most of the lower floor has been destroyed. Like it's clearly not a functional place anymore. But yeah. The basement is although because the basement was underground, it has obviously survived absolutely fine. But above ground, not so.
Having just been down in the basement and seeing the barrels, does Chad reckon he could move one of the barrels himself, or does he know that he would need help?
You could probably do it. But John could do it, and he had a peg leg. Although you were injured, you could do it. Like they're not impossible to move.
Right. Okay. Cool. We're not talking like 5 foot high massive barrels. Okay. Good.
No, they are the smaller barrels than that. To be honest, if really thinking about it, there probably is some sort of like pulley winch type thing to bring it up because I just realised I've always stated there's a ladder going down, but that doesn't make sense for a barrel. So there's probably some winch or something to support that. So.
Yep.
Although I imagine the winch is probably also damaged because of the fire. So whatever. Yeah. You bring a barrel up. It's fine.
Chad's just like, I'll bring some up for you.
Yeah. You bring some alcohol up. Pebble, are you going off to clean yourself, were you?
I'm gonna have a moment. Just gonna be like, oh, fucking hell, like, why me? Why is it always me that has to be different? Whatever. Like, just sulking about. Sure. I'm assuming upstairs it's safe enough that I can be there, and the patrons have just gone downstairs, or
upstairs it's a mixed bag. Like some rooms were on fire, some rooms weren't. Your room,
there's a hole in it again.
There's a hole in it.
You have a hole in it where Brass jumped through it, but your room is mostly undamaged.
Oh.
Apart from the fact that the joining wall between your room and Christina's has completely collapsed.
Oh.
Your room and Christina's rooms are now like a hybrid room. There's a whole like.
Wow,
upstairs is not. It's not in a good way.
When did that happen?
In the fire.
Collapse? Oh,
the fire. The fire burnt down the wall.
Fair.
Not a load-bearing wall then. That's good.
Although you weren't especially aware of it, Christina's room was on fire and Chad's room was on fire, and that has spread.
I just want to
before it got put out.
I mean, Christina's not there, so I just want to like a little privacy, like out of the patrons and whatever.
No, you can do that. You're away from the patrons. You sit there. You kind of these thoughts go through your mind.
I have like a minute or more of like soaking and whatever, and just like wash myself with whatever.
Yeah. You find some water and stuff, and as you're there having this moment, you hear a voice in your mind once again. Like,
I knew it.
Why are you sad?
Why am I like this? And I whatever bucket I'm using, I just like look. Do you think this is normal? 3 fucking eyes and the red skin and the ears like this.
Well,
I'm not racist, but
the eyes knew, but the skin is how I remember you. This is what you used to be like, I think. Back when we were living in the forest.
Pebble remembers one thing. I'm just abstracting a little bit. Pebble remembers one thing that I don't want to give away to the rest of the party or anyone.
Mm-hmm. The incident.
The incident. But Pebble does not remember me being like this.
Nope. No. This is you have no memories of this.
Cool.
This is it's so hard. I don't. She made you forget. She made you forget me. She made you forget. But this is what you used to be like when we lived in the forest. Before you forgot.
Who made me forget? Who are you?
There was a woman.
Who are you? It doesn't matter. Who are you?
Roll me an insight check. Insight.
Yeah, I'm angry with myself. I don't want to like intimidate or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah,
I know.
Natural 20. Fucking hell.
Ooh.
Plus 3. 23.
You just push into this memory, try and who are you? And you kind of you bring back that dream you had when you were in the cocoon of playing in the forest with these children. and those blurry faces start to kind of come into focus, and you see that you are playing and running around, and there is you, and then there are...
There's me like this, or there's me like the...
Well, you can't see yourself.
Ah, right, well, yeah.
But you see you are running around with a bunch of goblins. And you're holding sticks, and you're trying to swat at fireflies, but they're not fireflies. They're little glowing fairies who are sitting there with little sticks of their own, and they're kind of like ducking in and out, almost like play sword fighting.
Oh, but the fairies are like consenting to it, or...
Yeah, the fairies are playing with you. They're kind of ducking around, and they're dodging, and they're kind of like hitting you with little sticks.
I like that.
And as you remember this little fairy kind of just lands on your shoulder, and you're kind of just remembering it, and you just, there's a... And then in the 5 fellows in front of you, there is a small fairy in front of you, like, I'm Tisk! I remember! I'm Tisk!
Tisk?
We were friends! I was your buddy! I'm Tisk!
I'm assuming, I mean, I'm in shock, but I'm assuming
Yeah.
Pebble remembers now, obviously, because otherwise...
It's still kind of vague, like you remember Tisk, you remember this childhood friend of yours, this fairy called Tisk, who you used to play in the forest with. And the fairy you watch is just like whizzing around. It's like this trail of lights as they move, and it's just like, yes, I can remember. I'm Tisk. It's just fluttering around the room.
Wait, how?
They have these kind of like gossamer butterfly wings on their back. This small, like almost like dress, and they're just like flitting around the room.
Have I just summoned? What is the mechanics of? Well, I mean,
there's no mechanics here, buddy. This is
3.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for remembering me. We're back. Me and you, Pebble and Tisk, the buddies once again.
I am weirded out because
Yes.
I mean, Unai is weirded out because what does this mean? Does this mean that Pebble saw that he was a goblin playing with fairies, and that's why he has the power to summon at will? Or has he actually summoned a fairy, and he's always been a... Ah!
What are you doing though? Are you gonna do any? Are you just gonna stare at this fairy, just like?
Yeah,
Potential
I'm
crisis
just...
by the sound of things.
Yeah, I'm like... Just one more thing to hide. Not that I'm sad to see you.
Well, your moment of this contemplation is broken because on your window there is a flock of 10 seagulls that land at the window. Help! 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 Help!
Alright! Why?
As they land, you see Tisk go, ah!
I
She
just...
sort of flutters over towards the
I
window.
look at the seagulls and I'm like... Why?
Sort of pecking at the window going, Brask needs help! Brask needs help! You gotta help Brask! We need food! Brask has our food! You need to help Brask!
Alright, chill.
As you're complaining, a Tisk opens the window and lets them in. They flock into the room, all 10 of these gulls. They wanted to come in, I think.
Yes, they did. Thank you very much.
Food. You gotta get us the food. Help! Get us the food. You gotta go to Brask. He needs help. We got our food. He needs help.
I grabbed the... How many portions? Well, I do the same thing that Brass did, basically. Like, I just, like, portion by portion.
Yeah, okay. You get some
and
rations out as
portion
well.
them towards...
He got food too. He's got food. He's got food.
Yes! I had food. Okay, where is Brask?
Tunnel. He's at the tunnel. Train tunnel.
Okay, would Pebble know, or?
Yes, you roughly know. You've
Cool.
seen the train. You can imagine if you follow the train tracks, you'll get to a tunnel. We'll say for sake of ease.
Right. Good, thank you. Bye. Bye now. Bye. I just tried to bye, leave. Goodbye.
I mean, did you
Okay.
give them the food?
Yes,
They're
I
just
did.
eating the food on your floor. They're not.
Can you eat that somewhere else?
You try and like pick one up and put it outside, and it flies back in again.
Oh, I'm just gonna.
I would say also from the squawking of seagulls, Chad, you would hear seagulls squawking from.
Chad will have once he's finished talking to the people downstairs. He will have come upstairs anyway, so we could say that he just arrives at this point.
Yeah. So you open the door and you see Pebble desperately trying to shove seagulls out of the window, and I imagine your first instinct is Pebble's done something weird magic again.
Yeah.
He summoned a bunch of seagulls.
What now? And I look at Chad and it's like, it's not my fault. Look, I turned into a cocoon. I've been hearing voices since we left the forest. This is now another friend. Seagulls are telling me that Braska needs help. Let's go. That's just
one
like
thing
a
I'll say,
poor-
Chad, you don't see the fairy.
Right. Okay. Good.
So you just see Pebble point to Finnair and go, "This is a friend," and then continue talking about seagulls.
Did Chad hear Pebble talking?
Probably.
Probably. Yeah.
Vaguely. You wouldn't have heard what he said. You heard him talking, and then you see, but you know he talks to animals. So you probably assume he's talking to the seagulls.
Right. Yeah.
Um,
Chad's just gonna be like. Sorry. Does Pebble still have his hood up, or is he
No,
is he
I'm
fully
completely-
Yeah,
uncovered.
probably not. He washed his
fully,
gloves,
fully visible with
I'm
those
wet.
things? Chad's gonna sort of take a moment. Just be like, and just be like, Pebble. Yep. I'm going to assume that is you. I'm going to assume that you were talking to these birds. I'm going to assume that everything you've just told me is exactly as you've just said, and that everything is fine.
To be
Okay.
honest, I'm also assuming that. Yeah.
You know what?
Let's help Brask.
I've seen you do some stuff. I'm learning not to question it. So yeah.
Welcome to
let's
my
go.
life.
I also,
yeah.
Chad, you can roll me an Arcana check and see if you
Oh,
twig what Pebble is.
nice.
Oh yes. That's a 19.
Wow.
19, okay. So you know that Pebble is a goblin,
Okay.
but actually you know something more specific than that. He's a type of goblin called a hobgoblin.
Oh.
Ooh.
In sort of stories you've heard about goblins, goblins are these somewhat wild, slightly feral creatures that live in forests and caves and places like that. There's various stories about where they come from. Some things say that if a child gets lost in the woods, it turns into a goblin. Some things say that hags steal children and turn them into goblins. There's mostly around children. Hobgoblins, however, are ever so slightly different in that whereas a goblin is a bit more, not even vicious, but kind of like they're very like tricksters and pranksters. Hobgoblins, so the legends say, is if a human child or a child is swapped with a goblin and that goblin is raised by humans, it becomes a hobgoblin. And hobgoblins are these very helpful creatures who love doing things like housework, menial things like cooking and cleaning. And there's their like one desire. They really want to be really helpful. They really want to help people. They have a slight, still kind of prankstery, trickstery nature to them. But more than anything in the world, they just want to help people. They want to clean, they want to cook, they want to help people.
In that case, Chad's like main thing is actually on realizing that. So he didn't like immediately. This is also like just come back to him. So, right, yeah, this actually explains a lot.
What does?
Yeah,
But
I mean, obviously you've been a hobgoblin this whole time, in some kind of really convincing disguise. That's really, yeah. Well done for keeping it up so long. That's really quite good. Yeah.
I don't know what you're
Good
talking
stuff.
about.
Let's go and let's go and Chad's just talking over.
Okay.
talking over Pebble, not just like yeah, cool.
So
yeah,
does
good.
this mean?
I can respect
Wait, Chad. Does this mean that I don't have to like? I'm not. I don't know. Am I threatening?
You will, although hobgoblins are lovely, lovely creatures,
Oh.
the abbey still does despise and they're monsters as
Magical.
far as the abbey is concerned. They're magical creatures. So, although the legends are they're lovely and friendly, they're
Okay.
still considered horrible magical creatures. So,
So,
it's not he's a threat. It's just once again there'll be another strike on the old the Justicar's
Yeah.
unhappy
Yeah.
times.
So Chaz can be like, look, to me, you're no threat whatsoever. You will probably want to put that hood back up, though.
yeah, and maybe do even something else to. I don't know. No, well, I don't have any spells for it, so.
Where,
Yeah.
so where are the others?
Who?
You said brass.
I turned into a cocoon. Oh yeah, no. Well, the seagulls have just told me that they are at the train tunnel. So
Right.
let's go.
Good. Let's go. Yeah.
And
You two,
you're gonna be worried that, but Pebble's gonna tell Tisk
Tisk.
to hide in the hood. Like, Tisk, do you mind getting
Oh, that's a good idea. And she flies under your under the hood and actually like tucks herself behind your ear.
do I
She like hangs on there.
Do I feel
Yeah, you feel the her just sort of like tuck herself in behind your
I don't
ear.
want to be crazy.
Like,
Chad's
and she
gonna-
does sort of whispers like, I wouldn't want anyone to see me.
And
Chad's gonna see that none of the seagulls have reacted
Yeah.
to him saying that, and is gonna be like, just assume internally that maybe he's just switched off his talking to animals thing and it just didn't work.
Yeah.
It's like,
What?
right, yeah,
You kind of rationalize it in some other way. Yeah.
right. Should we go? Do you know what Christina is, by the way?
No idea.
Right.
Speaking of Christina, we'll jump across to Christina. Roll me, make me an investigation check.
Ooh,
As
I'm
you've
good
been
at
kind of sobbing and running around and trying to find any kind of semblance of direction.
16.
So how
16?
much? 16.
16.
16, okay. You are like... You are, vaguely just running in a direction, like... You're not sure... Well, you've given into almost like instinct at this point. You're just kind of wandering. You're not really paying attention to street signs or directions. You're just kind of following streets and you're kind of up in your own head. And maybe it's the innate magical connection you have to Dotho. Maybe it's something else. But as you are wandering the streets, you do just happen to turn down one street and you see Dotho and Spud running down the street towards you.
Oh,
And they seem to be making their way back from presumably the manor.
Right.
And they come up to you, and obviously they and you just see Spud starts barking at you. Presumably, he thinks you can hear him.
Oh, that's cute.
Oh.
Did you find her? Did you find her? Let's go then. What are we waiting for?
Oh, that's super cute.
Spud starts to walk around, and then turns back again, and looks around, confused.
Where is she? What are we going or what?
And looks confused towards Dotho. Dotho is just kind of Dotho turns back into blue jelly and comes back into you, and Spud's on his own. Spud will turn around and start running and start running off in a direction. He seems confused or frustrated by something, but unable to communicate it. But does start running back the direction he was clearly coming from, so you can follow him.
I'm gonna follow.
Yeah. So you do follow him for a while. You start narrowing and squirming your way through the town. And eventually you make your way almost to the proper northwest part of Lowbank. And you do see some of the buildings start to give way, and you do start to see what is very clearly a walled manor, a manor house on the distance. This very large building, it seems to be one of the largest buildings you've probably seen in Lowbank. You imagine like where you've come from, like these sort of places. Like your family lived in a house like this, and you've seen houses like this fairly regularly. But where you are right now, completely uncommon. And it is a big walled house. There is these kind of large, like dark iron gates, probably painted black. Some sort of family crest being like embedded into the gates, probably painted in gold or something. And yeah, it's strange as you kind of approach. The walls and the gates look very like well kept, but you kind of see beyond it there is this garden, and then there is this house, and it looks vaguely run down. You see there are cracks in like painted walls. There is sort of windows where the glass is chipped and opened up. It looks like this almost abandoned place. And it has this kind of slightly gothic vibe to it, as there's like gargoyles on the roof, sort of like leaning over in these kind of obviously statues, but leaning over, looking down towards what would be a courtyard, a large, heavy oaken door. And you see just perched on top of one of the pillars on the other side of the gate is the crow once again. Although I think actually you Verity weren't around this session, but the raven even. There's a raven been following you, and a raven
not
spoke
the
to
crow
Pebble
that
at
has
one point.
attacked us, but
No,
the
sorry.
actual-
You see
an actual
a raven.
threat. Yeah.
Get my birds confused now. They're just sitting there looking at you.
Cool.
Oi! It's Christina! Mina! What do you
Well, yeah.
want?
Well, I can see who you are. This raven starts talking to you in perfect, like, common. Where are the rest of your companions?
Oh, he kind of got a little bit sidetracked. Or, Dick's got attacked.
Do these imbeciles not understand the importance of all this? Oh, I can't bear to lose. You're gonna pluck me. Go and find your friends and bring them here. So Madam
don't-
Morgrave can speak to all of you.
I don't think so. Going in.
Good luck! It's not gonna open. She wants to see all of you.
Oh, she can suck an egg.
No, what will happen is your friend's arm will fall off. That's what will happen.
Oh. That's
Oh, I
true.
think my friend's got other things to worry about than just his arm. I just saw it.
Excuse me?
I see the cocoon. I wouldn't have done.
Yes, that is most bizarre, but well, she doesn't care about her companions. Oh, this is never gonna work. This is never gonna work. Oh, why did she put us up to this?
Who are you? What is your thing? What's your deal?
I am Ikriador, and this is my companion Scrim, and he points to the big points towards
Ooh.
Spud, the pug.
A spud.
We were summoned by Madam Morgrave to find you and bring you to her, but also your companions. You need the companions here. It doesn't work without them.
What doesn't work?
That is not my place to tell you. That needs to come
Oh,
from Madam
someone-
Morgrave.
Well, someone's gonna tell me. I'm gonna
Yes,
hold it
when
up.
you bring... I'll just blast the crow.
No, not the crow. The
Oh,
door.
okay.
The door.
Roll to hit.
Okay. 17.
17.
Wow.
That hits the gate. So you shoot as the electricity kind of flies out of your hand, hits the gate. The gate just goes, poof, sort of rumbles slightly. And you see that kind of electricity kind of surge over it. And then kind of almost like form back again. And it fires back at you. Roll damage.
How much damage does? Oh no!
9.
You take 9 points of damage.
Oh
Oh, what?
yes.
You are thrown back and you sort of stumble like, I did try and warn you. You cannot enter until all your companions are here. That is what she wants. That's what's going to happen. Bring your companions and then you may enter Morgrave Manor.
They are not here.
Then go get them! Do you not speak? I am speaking your language. Do you not understand it? I go to so much effort to learn your human language. You know how difficult it is to form words when you are a raven. I have a beak. I have learned your language. At least try and understand the words I am saying to you. Get your companions, then you may enter. Do it quickly enough, your friend's arm won't fall off. Do it slower, his arm will fall off. Doesn't matter. You still need all of them here to enter. It needs to be all of small and mighty. That is what she said. That is what I've tried to do.
No!
Scrim's job was to do that he failed miserably at. You all need to be here. Go get your companions.
I'm busy.
That
No!
doesn't matter.
No.
The fate of the world is at stake. You all need to be here. I shouldn't have said that. That wasn't my place. Oh, she's gonna pluck me. She's gonna pluck me.
I think you're being a bit dramatic.
I think you're being dramatic. Get your friends. Why are you being such a irritating child about this? Get your friend. You come in. You get to speak to Madame Morgrave. Everyone wins.
Well, she's the one who wanted me here.
No,
Oh.
that's the thing. It's not her. She's as pissed off about this as anyone else is. It's your grandmother who wants you here. And your grandmother has dictated that your great auntie, needs to do this, so she's pissed off, which means she's pissed off at me and Scrim. And if I don't do this, I get plucked. So right now, I am pissed off at you, so get your bloody companions and come in now!
It's not my aunt who wants me here. Did my aunt...
No, because here's the thing. Your grandmother sent you here, but guess what? She also sent a letter to your great auntie telling you that you had to be here. So everyone's losing out this right now because your grandmother thinks she can boss everyone around.
It's all a little bit sus.
It is a little bit suspicious, isn't it? And you know what to solve all this? And there's a lot more answers. If you bring your bloody companions here! Then we can go speak to Madame Morgrave, and then we can do what Aerithur wants, and then everything will be happy again. And I can go about my business. I never have to spend any more time with him. And he points down to Spud again.
Oh.
And then we can all go and be happy as Larry and do whatever you need to do.
I think you should come with me, as me and my friends won't pluck you.
Oh, that's
And
nice.
I think I'm going to make you a nice frosty pint that you calm down a bit.
Make me a persuasion check.
Well,
Get the raven drunk.
20.
20?
Needs to loosen up a bit.
There was this moment of pause. I was just like... That does sound quite nice, actually.
Oh, I was imagining like, well, that would be nice. Oh, that would be nice. Actually, it's like
The
Oh,
raven flutters down from the thing and actually lands on Spud's back. Fine. I can also make sure that he do his job properly. Fine. Let's go. Let's find your companions. Let's have a frothy pint. And
Yeah.
let's get back here ASAP.
I think,
Oh,
and I
Winchester.
also believe
sorry.
there's been some miscommunication. I was told to come here by who I believe was my aunt. My aunt threatened me by trying to take my friend's arm with that magical band. Well, I think we're all being a bit fucked over here, don't you?
We do indeed. Yes, we have been very much so. And again, it is all your grandmother's fault anyway.
Oh,
But my grandmother spirited me away here because she knew I was unhappy. Do you think there's something more going on?
There's a
Why did she
pause.
send me-
Yes, of course there's more going on!
right.
What do you need? Oh! You watch as the beak slowly sinks and just goes dunk on Spud's head. It's like, are
Clunk.
they all this stupid? Please don't tell me you're as stupid as you are. Please.
I mean, ignorance does not equate stupidity. It just means a lack of information that I believe is being withheld. Also, it's out the spell book. Know anything about this spell book?
It's a spellbook. What do you want me to say?
Oh, someone's written this. You know who wrote it? Or
I
who
mean-
might have written it.
As far as you're aware, Christina, it's written in your grandmother's handwriting.
Of course.
You do remember that.
This is my grandma's handwriting. Look, she's made it all pretty and nice and put all these cool spells in. She's also written some messed up things. Like today, I almost took someone's life by taking their energy for myself. That's not the grandma I know that would write such things.
Well, tell you what. Why don't we go and find your bloody companions and then we can figure this all out?
or getting a half pint. Just walking.
Spud starts trotting along after you with his
Yeah.
raven on his back.
Robin.
And that's where we'll end today's session.
That was lovely.
With everyone converging on these tunnels.
Oh my gosh.
Having gained 2 new
Amazing.
companions. You've got Tisk the fairy,
Wow.
maybe imaginary, and
Very
also
imaginary.
a Creador the raven, who is the most stressed out raven you've ever met.
I love it, Creator.
Meow. Oh my gosh.
There's the most creative use of a DM being like, for fuck's sake, don't split the party anymore. We do not have the capacity to do downtime.
There's a story here.
Yes.
Yes. I'd like.
Oh, I love it. Oh.
So,
Very good.
anyway.
Nice.
You're making your way. So, in various different routes towards the tunnels. And
Well, I mean,
route.
Verity doesn't. Verity, well, Christina doesn't know that we're.
She doesn't know
going
the way, but we'll figure that out next session.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm going to have a mental breakdown.
Ali?
Isn't they gonna get a pint? They're going to the pub.
They're going to the pub.
Okay.
They're going to the pub, but it's fine. We'll figure it out.
Maybe
Don't worry
we'll
about it,
go-
guys.
Chad will tell the competent orc lady that we're heading to the things. That's what it will be.
Thank you, Will.
Alright.
Thank you.
I like that.
But Christina is gonna go on a pub crawl before she even gets to the Five Fellows. So we'll never make it because she's
Oh my
passed out.
god!
When Brass goes to get everyone, I was like, I realized Tommy could just cast sending. I was like, no, it's fine. Good job, Brass. You did it. Good job.
Yeah, no, I thought about that. I figured that's what you were trying to hold back.
Girls are more fun.
They are more fun.
They are more fun, and
Yeah.
it was
Because
good.
as soon as you set them off, I was like, I'm waiting for the moment they burst into Pebble's room.
Yes.
Hell
I
yeah.
like it.
Cool.
We need to
All
do
right.
Fantastic.
need to do an animal-led one-shot for all the various small creatures we've got. We've gathered.
Yeah.
Oh
Oh,
boy,
I
yes.
Shotgun being the raven.
I love that.
Creador.
I love the Creator.
Ah,
It will be all of the bees.
yes.
Yes.
Great. Cool. All right. Well, so Ryan, you had an inspiration token this session. Who would you like to give it to this next time?
Oh, that's a good question. Because of that interrogation, yeah, has to, and the accidental murder.
Yeah,
that's
but
the
Christina
interesting.
Oh, right,
knows that- yeah.
Yes.
I see. I see.
I thought you were going to say Chad. I was like, it wasn't accidental, but yes, I see.
Oh
your point.
god,
Well,
no,
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah. Whoop.
That person got murdered twice.
That's true.
Within a few minutes.
Yeah, very much so. Yes, okay, though. Verity, you have the token.
Hey!
Why do I do this every time? Accidentally murdering people.
It's good.
As-
And we celebrate it.
And then get a token for it, so it just encourages it.
As soon as that interrogation scene started, I was like, Verity's getting this. Verity's
Yeah,
getting the
yeah,
token
that's
this
what-
week.
that's
This is genius.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Exactly.
I think it was
Good.
just a moment where I was like, oh, have I done an interrogation before? And then it was like, no. And I'm like, okay then.
Yes.
This is where we're going.
Amazing.
Lovely. I like it.
Cool. Oh, well, good. And everyone, thank you for watching us today. Hope you all enjoyed the game. I want to say thank you to Next Draconis, our new follower. So, hiya, hello. You've been very active in chat. It's been very lovely to see. So, welcome to the small gathering of who we are. I don't know if we haven't got a name for ourselves. Welcome to the chat.
I do.
It's mighty, why not?
We also had another one, which was I think Monk Online. I think.
Monk Online.
Online.
Welcome to you too. I hope you come back.
Online.
Monk Online.
Online.
Love to see you come back. Yeah, but yes, obviously, if you enjoyed the game, which sounds like you did, you can catch us again here in 2 weeks' time, same time. If you enjoyed this episode, you can catch it. There'll be uploaded to YouTube next weekend, and you can watch all our previous episodes on YouTube already. That's at Smitey Games. You can also follow us here and turn on notifications to get reminded when we go live. We're on Twitter as well, at Smitey Games there as well. So you can listen to us, find out when we tweet our YouTube videos out, occasionally make small remarks. We don't use it as often as we should do. We should probably fix that, but we're there. And that's it. So yeah, we've been Storm Almighty. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you all soon.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Laters!